Tuesday, May 26th.
That is a very dangerous bluff.
Blunt warning from the Prime Minister for people who see the Alberta referendum as a negotiating tactic.
We've got about 13 crews out on a daily basis repairing potholes, and so the conditions of the streets that you see now should improve significantly over the coming weeks.
With the slow arrival of spring this year, the city of Saskatoon finally out filling potholes.
It'd be nice to be up 2-1, but we're not because of me, so it's frustrating, but we just got to battle to the end.
And the Habs fall short in Game 3 against Carolina. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Tuesday.
We've got a busy show lined up for you today. The NDP's Elena Young will be with us at about 6:45 this morning to talk about their new website that they've launched trying to uncover Sask Party secrets.
We're also talking about a whole lot of heat warnings in effect across the province. We're seeing highs today from the low to mid-30s, so we're going to tell you how you can protect yourself from that.
So hot last night at U6 Soccer. They were allowing hats, which they never do, and there's a lot of shade, a lot of water, a lot of tummy aches and stuff like that.
Yeah, so drink the water, put on your sunscreen.
Yeah, there we go. We're not your keepers, but we're going to pretend to be anyway. 6:01, let's get to news. Western Canadian premiers are in Alberta for 2 days of meetings at their annual get-together. Discussions are expected to focus on a new pipeline proposal and Alberta's exploration of potentially leaving Canada. Sierra D'Souza Butts reports.
A question about Alberta's future in Canada remains at the top of mind for many, including Premier Scott Moe.
We have a plebiscite legislation in Saskatchewan. BC, I believe, has a plebiscite legislation as well. Those are the three provinces that have citizen initiative questions that can be put forward. And so if that was met in Saskatchewan, I would, we're a government that would follow the law.
It is one of the main topics of discussion at the annual Western Premiers Conference in Alberta, where the leaders of Canada's 7 Western provinces and territories are meeting. Alberta Premier Daniel Smith says the question about Alberta independence will be added to a larger provincial referendum coming on October 19th, asking Albertans if they want to stay in Canada or if they want to have a second referendum on whether or not to separate.
We've had 700,000 people who've asked to have the question of whether to remain in Canada or leave Canada, and so I'm following our law.
Moe says he does think it's beneficial for Alberta to remain in Canada. However, it is not up to him.
What I would say, and it isn't for me to tell Albertans how to vote in these questions or any others that are coming to them.
Yet the NDP says Moe's response is not enough.
He's not doing enough to talk about the ramifications that even the discourse of separatism is having, like we've seen with the Alberta Chambers of Commerce report, that even the discourse around this issue is causing uncertainty and it's causing economic repercussions.
A new pipeline being proposed from Alberta to British Columbia is also up for discussion at the conference. The meeting will conclude on Tuesday. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Well, Prime Minister Mark Carney had a word of warning for people pushing for Alberta separations.
In these separation issues, it is often advanced that vote for this and it's a free option. Vote for this and we will strengthen our hand in a future negotiation. That is a very dangerous bluff.
Mr. compared the Alberta referendum to Brexit. As the former Bank of England governor, he had a front row seat to the fallout from that vote. He said 10 years later, the UK is still trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for. For now, the Prime Minister said Ottawa is looking into whether the referendum question complies with the Clarity Act, which sets the legal conditions for separation. Alberta's fall referendum is set for October 19th. A portion of a former Saskatchewan educational assistant's appeal has been allowed in relation to a sexual exploitation case. Stacey Duke was convicted on 6 charges last year in connection with incidents involving 2 17-year-old boys in 2022. At the time, Duke was working as an educational assistant at Vibank Regional School. Duke's appeal argued the trial had errors on the issue of whether Duke was in a position of trust and authority, which the defense says may have impacted the verdict. A conviction appeal was allowed for charges related to the second boy, calling for a new trial. Duke's conviction for the first boy was upheld, but she was granted leave to appeal her sentence on those charges. A 62-year-old Regina man is charged with mischief, endangering life, allegedly pointing a laser at Regina's police plane. Last Saturday, just before 10 in the evening, the aerial support unit was hit with a laser. Officers on board located the suspect hiding behind an umbrella in the backyard of a residence on the 2100 block of Francis Street. Officers on the ground arrested the suspect. The court appearance is set for June 24th. All right, pothole season. Jeremy, what's your city doing about it?
Well, they started an annual blitz a few weeks ago, and then weather intervened. So they're 2 weeks behind schedule this year. With that slow arrival of spring, they're finally filling potholes around town. Yeah, crews have a lot to do this year. So far, pothole reports to the city have more than doubled over last year. 400 tons of asphalt has been used already, and the city expects it will quickly surpass the 2,200 tons of asphalt it put into roads last year.
We've got about 13 crews out on a daily basis repairing potholes, and so the conditions of the streets that you see now should improve significantly over the coming weeks.
The City of Saskatoon website is tracking pothole repair progress. And dozens of drivers were ticketed following a traffic enforcement blitz by Saskatoon police last week. Last Wednesday and Thursday, members of SPS and other police agencies carried out the Saskatchewan Selective Traffic Enforcement Program, STEP. Over the 2 days, 4 impaired drivers had their vehicles impounded. 17 commercial vehicles were taken off the road and deemed out of service. 83 motorists were issued tickets for distracted driving, and 169 tickets were handed out for speeding. Last week's blitz followed one earlier in May between Saskatoon and Langham that resulted in dozens of tickets also being issued. Well, Daryl, Quebec is taking the provincial sales tax off some items permanently.
Yeah, it's part of an affordability push.
Activating a rapid and automatic payment for up to $200 for eligible households, and also we are offering a $50 reduction for in the vehicle registration fees.
As of July 15th, shoppers won't have to pay the sales tax in Quebec on items such as pre-cut fruits and vegetables, granola bars, salted nuts, individual muffins, as well as toilet paper and tissues. Premier Christine Frichette also announced a one-time $50 cut for gas and hybrid vehicle registration. Lower-income earners will also qualify for a one-time payment between $100 and $200. The province says a family of 2 that qualifies for all 3 measures could save almost $350. Tim Hortons is on a hiring spree. The company has pledged to hire 10,000 local workers as it dials back use of its temporary foreign worker program. Tim Hortons says it no longer needs to rely on the program due to the high youth unemployment rates. Franchises have already hosted hiring events in March and April. More are expected throughout the rest of the year. A litter of kittens is lucky to be alive after surviving an apartment fire. These are among the 12 cats rescued from a single suite during Thursday's apartment fire. This is in Saskatoon. 2 of the cats were still unaccounted for, while the 10 others were in the care of SOS Prairie Care and the SPCA. The animals received emergency treatment at the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, including oxygen and antibiotics. The president of SOS Prairie Rescue says she only learned of the situation from social media posts. She's pushing for a clear protocol to connect animals with emergency care and support services after fires.
If we're capable of calling other supportive services, we're perfectly capable of calling for the animals, especially when they're in distress. Animals are not factored in emergency responses.
While emergency crews do carry oxygen masks for animals, the fire department says it's a priority hierarchy as people, property, then pets. Canada's men's soccer coach Jesse Marsh says Alphonso Davies will be ready to play for our country at the World Cup, but maybe not in time for the opener.
Alphonso will be here on the 31st in Edmonton. So we spoke with Bayern and thought that the best thing for him was to continue his initial recovery treatment.
Marsh spoke with reporters from Canada's camp in Charlotte. Now, Canada's captain will join the team in his hometown of Edmonton on May 31st, but won't take part in the friendly there versus Uzbekistan. Davies is in a race to heal from a hamstring injury he sustained in a Champions League match while playing for Bayern Munich 3 weeks ago. Canada's first World Cup game, as you know, is on June 12th against Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is not how the Habs wanted Game 3 to go.
Looking to center, passing it across Jarvis, back to Svechnikov, scores! Evgeny Svechnikov has won it in overtime.
Carolina Hurricanes defeated the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 in overtime last night. That means Carolina now takes a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Final. Game 4 of the best-of-7 set is Wednesday at the Bell Centre. Check your tickets. Someone in Saskatchewan has a $1 million winning ticket for Saturday's Lotto 649 Gold Ball draw. Western Canada Lottery Corporation hasn't said where exactly the ticket was bought, just that it was somewhere outside of Saskatoon and Regina. So it's a rural winner. The winners or winners have a year to claim their jackpot. I don't think anybody wants to wait that long. If they can't win that money, maybe they can win this money.
Yeah, that's right, Daryl. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is DREAM. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter DREAM with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. All right, let's turn our attention outside. We do have some warnings to tell you about concerning that heat. It's going to persist through this afternoon and likely through the rest of your work week. We're being told from Environment Canada to watch out for signs of heat exhaustion or heat stroke. And here's your reminder that heat stroke is a medical emergency. Check on your loved ones, especially any seniors in your life. Current temperatures out there in Stony Rapids still at 7 degrees, 8 degrees in L'Orange, but we're already in double digits in a lot of places. 15 degrees in Prince Albert right now, 13 degrees already in Melfort. Down in the south, already 19 degrees to wake you up in Swift Current, 14 degrees in Regina and Weyburn and Assiniboia, 15 degrees in Saskatoon, and 14 degrees to wake you up in Yorkton. In the afternoon today, we're seeing a lot of places with highs from the low to mid 30s. Moose Jaw, we're expecting about 33 degrees today, and joining them at that, Swift Current, Weyburn and Estevan. So we are seeing the warmest temperatures again down towards the south. 32 degrees on tap for Regina today with mainly sunny skies. Only 28 in Yorkton, but still a fairly warm day. 30 degrees for Saskatoon and the Battlefords and Prince Albert. You are seeing a lot of those wind icons there. The winds will be elevated a bit from what we saw yesterday. Could be seeing them peaking around 52 kilometers per hour, what we're seeing right now on our radar this afternoon. All those areas lighting up in blue could be a little bit lower than all those areas lighting up in yellow. However, just be prepared for it to be a gusty afternoon. We're not talking about a lot of precipitation today, just a little bit popping up on the radar down south. As you can see, you can barely see it. That's throughout this late afternoon and evening. Into Wednesday, we're seeing some precipitation far up north. And then into Thursday, we're only seeing just a little bit in areas northwest of Prince Albert there. But all in all, this is to say we're not expecting a whole lot of precipitation for the coming days. It's just that heat that's really going to be persisting through until the end of the week. 32 degrees tomorrow for Regina, 34 degrees on Thursday and Friday, and 31 degrees on Saturday. We are getting a bit of a break on Sunday with quite a bit of precipitation in the forecast on that day. In Saskatoon, though, again, the heat persisting through until the end of the week. 32 tomorrow, 34 on Thursday and Friday, 32 on Saturday, dropping down slightly on Sunday to 28 degrees with that rain on the way, and 23 degrees by Monday. In case you missed it, Saskatchewan's first tornado of the year is now confirmed. Researchers at the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Ontario's Western University have rated the Landspout tornado as an EF0. It was spotted in the Bethune-Disley area on Friday afternoon. No damage was reported, and that's why the storm has a default rating of EF0. Researchers will verify the rating and lack of damage with satellite imagery. So tornado season has begun.
That's how they rate them, right? With how much they chew up.
Here we go.
That's here we we are.
Yeah, we had quite a few last summer, I remember. It was a busy tornado season.
With how hot it is this week.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see.
Good to see a couple. Let's get to our question of the day.
All right, so our question of the day today, this was a producer Nathan special.
Yeah.
So he's asking, what's your lucky charm?
I like that we throw that on him as if this is going to fail miserably.
Well, no, I think this one will actually do good.
Hedge our bets.
I think this one will do good, but I like to give credit where credit is due. So Nathan came up with this one.
Jeremy, famously, you don't believe in luck, right? You don't have any lucky charms.
Not really. I'm old enough now where I've tried good luck charms over the years, and none of them ever worked. So, no. Preparation is how you make luck happen.
He's a create your own luck kind of guy. You got any going on?
Yeah.
I have a specific pair of earrings that I wear on days.
Are they these ones?
Not these ones, no. These ones are not it. These are nothing special. But I do have a pair of earrings that I wear on days where I'm like, okay, I want some extra luck today. My husband,
why wouldn't you wear
jerseys.
them every day?
Well, why? Because I want extra luck on certain days.
I was thinking, I hope the creator of those ones isn't watching going, well, I guess they're
You know what? I do know that the creator of these ones watches. I know that actually.
And on that note, let's take a short time out. Scan the QR code. We're back after this.
Not a day goes by without me thinking of her.
Blaine Morin tears up as he speaks about his partner, Jaylee Weenie Sutherland. The 24-year-old died last month following pregnancy complications.
We were just excited that baby was going to make her way here. We were just getting prepared for her baby shower, and then that's when everything happened.
Weenie Sutherland's family says she went to Rostern Hospital with severe back pain, trouble breathing, and was coughing up blood. They say she was transferred to RUH, then to Jim Pattison's Children's Hospital in Saskatoon, where she was diagnosed with preeclampsia, a serious pregnancy complication that can cause high blood pressure and organ damage. It's estimated she spent about 14 hours in an observation room. They say she was later moved to labor and delivery, where she died less than 2 hours later. Her baby girl survived, but Weenie Sutherland's mother is left to grieve her own daughter.
We were just supposed to embark on this journey of mother, daughter, granddaughter, and now we can't. My baby Jaylee's gone.
Her family and the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations say warning signs were missed, her concerns were dismissed, and critical care was delayed or denied. They are calling for a full, transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding Weenie Sutherland's death.
The family continues to carry difficult questions about decisions that were made. Who made those decisions to leave Jaylee in an observation room?
In a statement, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says any death during labor or delivery is investigated as a critical incident, and an investigation is underway, adding it's met with the family and members of its First Nation and Métis team to support communication. Weenie Sutherland's family says she had earned a social work degree and was set to graduate next month. They remember her as loving, compassionate, and always ready to listen. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Here's a look at your school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina or Saskatoon, it's a warm day. 14 degrees in the Queen City and 15 degrees through Saskatoon this hour. By lunchtime, already sitting at 29 degrees in Regina, warming up to 32 degrees by final bell. Make sure you're protecting yourself and your children with sunscreen, hats, and staying hydrated. 27 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon and 30 degrees by final bell. Winds will be elevating up to about 50 kilometers per hour. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the common price, $169.9. You might find it for as low as $149.9. In Saskatoon, the average price, $182.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $167.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $694.25 per ton. The futures price, $746.60 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat $294.40 per ton. The Canadian dollar is up. It's at 72.44 cents U.S. Coming up in about 15 minutes, why the NDP are calling on the government to open the books with the launch of a new website. Stay with us.
Just about 6:30 on your Tuesday. Thank you for being with us. An international tribunal looking at Canada's role in the residential school system and unmarked graves has opened in Montreal.
The world is watching, and when they hear of the acts and when they see the evidence and when it's undeniably in front of them, you combat things like denialism.
It's being led by lawyer Christina Bigcanoe. She says they're pushing for reparations and solutions for survivors. She also believes the hearings can help with public understanding. The Permanent People's Tribunal will hear testimony from survivors and expert witnesses like lawyers and advocates as they make a call for accountability and action from the government. The tribunal is on until Friday. A province-wide campaign has been launched to prevent human trafficking and fraud within the trucking industry in Saskatchewan. In partnership with the Saskatchewan Trucking Association and Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers, the initiative aims to combat exploitation and human trafficking, fraudulent activity, and fraudulent documents within the trucking industry. As part of the campaign, drivers will have bolded banners on the back of their commercial truck trailers stating, "See something, say something."
Human trafficking in general is an epidemic. It's just that not a lot of attention has been brought to it in the past. It's starting to gain traction now. I know the RCMP in Saskatchewan has just developed a human trafficking team, so they're well underway to curtailing what they can.
Drivers are being encouraged to report any suspicious activity anonymously through the Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or visit Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers online. Following 2 suspicious deaths in Pelican Narrows area, leaders are asking for government support to address violence. Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council are calling on the province and federal government for support in policing, addictions treatment, mental health supports, youth programming, surveillance systems, reliable cell service, and long-term First Nations-led policing. The Saskatchewan RCMP said in a statement that it is engaging with Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and PA Grand Council to discuss new policing models in the area.
I am confident and optimistic that we can do this as leaders. But absolutely we need that support from government.
The RCMP says it is ensuring through consultation completely before any changes are announced. Keeping flames from spreading to nearby cottages and surrounding area was a priority for firefighters Friday night at Emma Lake when they battled a major 2-structure fire. Flames could be seen from across Emma Lake, and Lakeland and Buckland fire crews tried to contain it. There it is on your screen. One structure had already been heavily involved when crews arrived at the west side of the lake. With moisture levels this year being high, crews didn't have to focus too much on grass spreading from those fire flames. A high-volume portable pump pulled water directly from the lake. The Lakeland fire chief says reports came in of an explosion initially with the fire starting on the exterior of the cabin. Volunteer crews worked aggressively to protect neighboring homes threatened by flames.
They were even expressing themselves, how hot the temperature and stuff was, and like even where the engine was parked, and I could feel the heat over that way as well. But, they always know that when you get there, the main priority is structure protection to try and contain it and keep it from spreading.
No one was injured as these seasonal cabins were not occupied at the time. The cause now under investigation. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says a deal to end the war is still possible despite the U.S. launching new strikes on southern Iran.
I think like anything with something like this, and it's going to take a couple days to settle on, even down to the disagreements over a word, sentence. So we'll have to work through that. If there's going to be a deal, we're going to have to work through that. But this is, it's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
The U.S. launched so-called self-defense strikes targeting Iranian missile sites and boats attempting to place mines. Rubio says a deal is still on the table, pointing to talks between Iran's top negotiator, foreign minister, and Qatar's prime minister. U.S. President Donald Trump has been flip-flopping on whether a deal is actually close. He earlier said negotiations were proceeding nicely, but later said he is in no rush to make a deal. Iran's foreign ministry has confirmed that while there is a structural progress being made, an official signing is not imminent. And Russia has issued a warning about a fresh wave of strikes against Kyiv. The warning comes days after the Ukrainian capital was hit by one of its biggest attacks since the war started. Russia is telling foreign nationals and diplomats to leave the city and warning Ukrainians to stay away from government and military buildings. Ukraine says Russia launched more than 100 drones and 2 ballistic missiles overnight. It's calling Moscow's warning shameless blackmail. Canada's relationship with India has officially been resparked.
I think this is a partnership that is being reset very, very rapidly. It has set in motion the pathway to a complete overhaul of this relationship, setting new agendas, new goals in mission mode.
Nice to see you. India's Commerce and Industry Minister says Prime Minister Mark Carney's recent visit to India is what rekindled the Canada-India relationship. He says Canada and India can now move forward in a shared path to new agendas. On top of the goal of securing a free trade agreement with them by the end of the year, he says Canada and India are working together to triple their trade to $50 billion US by 2030. The battle over Canada's next generation submarine is underway as the need for a bigger fleet and team increases.
I do not have enough ships to patrol and protect Canada like we should, which is why we're investing.
A bid is now in place for Canada to purchase 12 KSS-3 submarines from South Korean shipbuilding giant Hanwha as the Republic of Korea Navy arrived in Canada on the coastal waters this weekend to show off their new diesel-electric submarine. The other finalist vying to deliver new subs is a joint submission from Germany and Norway by TKMS. Ottawa is expected to make a decision on this summer, which could come with a price tag of $25 billion. The Regina Police Service says parades in the city are going to be structured a little differently going forward. Upon review, safety and emergency access concerns have been raised as some major concerns of the past parades and other community events, leading to big changes, including which routes will now be available. RPS says a planning committee was created to take a look at making parades better for everyone.
There's a lot of advantages to the new route because it actually works with traffic. The streets that are chosen because they are divided. There's center median, which creates a safety. There's less cross streets, so there's a less chance of somebody coming across and hitting the parade. And then Albert Street going with the flow of traffic so that they weren't coming the opposite way down Albert Street.
The Queen City Pride Parade will be the first major event to be readjusted. Kayleen, it's time to play Name That Bird, because last time I did it, it didn't go too well. This is a mustard-colored bird, and Carry the Kettle Nakota Nation, so sent in to us by Keenan.
Okay, I don't know what kind of bird this is. A yellow-feathered
exactly
happy
right.
bird. I don't know.
Yellow-feathered happy bird.
Tell me.
These are highly technical terms. Try to keep up.
You don't know the answer?
I don't know the answer.
Oh,
no. I said name this bird.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was like a game and you were going to tell me the answer after. If you could go figure that out for me.
I will work on that while you deliver 30 degrees for us.
Awesome. All right. Well, then I don't even have to do my job. Daryl just did it. It's going to be hot today. A lot of places seeing temperatures at or above 30 degrees. So we do have heat warnings in effect in parts of central and southern Saskatchewan this morning that extend over through Alberta as well. Already seeing a lot of places in the province in the double digits to start the day. The temperatures outside in the Queen City looking beautiful, 14 degrees with just a few clouds up in the sky. We do have some winds coming in at 26 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, 15 degrees right now. Again, just a few clouds and winds coming in at 28 kilometers per hour. Those are going to be increasing for your afternoon, likely between 40 to 50 kilometers per hour for those wind gusts. Now, today's forecast, though, as we mentioned, it is hot. The outlier here, Yorkton, 28 degrees. It's still hot, just not into those 30-degree temperatures. And we're seeing, again, a lot of those wind gusts in that area today. Other than that, though, 30 degrees on tap for Prince Albert, the Battlefords, and Saskatoon. 32 degrees expected in Regina, and Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Weyburn, and Estevan all currently projected to be reaching 33 degrees today. So that means you have to take care of yourself. Just how average are these temperatures? Well, the average in Regina Regina and Saskatoon, both right around 20 degrees, 20.7 to be exact for Regina and 20.2 for Saskatoon. Last year on this day, it was 23.6 degrees, so still above the average, but not close to where we're reaching today. 25.5 degrees last year on this day in Saskatoon. The record back in the year 1934 in Regina, that was 36.7 degrees, so we won't be breaking records for Regina today or Saskatoon. The record back in Saskatoon in 1919 was 32.8 degrees. The heat can be dangerous though, and here is your reminder about the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. In heat exhaustion, you might feel faint or dizzy, you might see excessive sweating, cool and pale clammy skin, you might be nauseous, rapid and weak pulse and muscle cramps, but with heat stroke, you're going to have that throbbing headache, no sweating, red hot dry skin, rapid strong pulse, and you may lose consciousness. And again, here is your reminder that heat exhaustion, you're going to have to get inside, get to a cool place, drink water and take a cool shower, use a cold compress. If you suspect you or someone you know and love has heat stroke, it is an emergency. Call 911. And these temperatures will be persisting through until the end of the week. So this is not just exclusive to today. Saskatoon and Regina and many places in central and southern Saskatchewan will be seeing this excessive heat through until the end of the day on Saturday.
The Saskatchewan NDP is accusing the Sask Party of lying when it comes to the cost of keeping coal-fired power plants operating in the province. And they've launched a new website, openthebooks.ca, for you to send in your tips on, quote, Sask Party cover-ups and mismanagement. That campaign launched by MLAs Mira Conway and Elena Young, who is in studio with us this morning. Elena, thank you so much for the time.
Good morning.
Tell us about this website.
Well, we know that for the longest time, the Sask Party government insisted the cost of their electricity plan was going to be $2.6 billion. And then, thanks to brave souls at Sask Power, we received a number of leaked documents from the highest levels at Sask Power, which pegged the cost not at $2.6 billion, but actually at $26 billion. As a consequence, there's a lot of questions about this, a lot of questions about how high rates are going to go. Sask Power's own documents, of course, say they're going to double. And the Sask Party government has had the opportunity to refute this. They've had the opportunity to put out other numbers, and they haven't. So it seems like the only way we're getting any information is from these brave public servants who don't like the direction that the Sask Party is taking the crown and our economy. So we've launched openthebooks.ca as a safe, encrypted place for the hardworking people across Saskatchewan who have information that ought to be public, to make it public in a safe way.
Jeremy Harrison has said that the 2.6 doesn't include the capital costs. This is how they have framed this, right? The capital costs, you're going to talk about maintenance over years and so forth, and that's how you get to the number that apparently you have come to. They've also said that this is the bridge to nuclear power. What is the better way, in your view, if you were elected, to handle power in this province?
Yeah, it's kind of remarkable on a couple fronts. So he said $2.6 billion capital up front.
Right.
The real capital cost, which hasn't been disputed, is $11.4 billion. $13 billion for fuel, $1.4 for transmission, another $400 million already spent. None of this has been rejected by the government, which is pretty remarkable. You know, he's basically saying, well, the first spend is $2.6 billion. That's like saying, you know, the down payment on your house is the initial cost, when really, if you look at the 25 years of your mortgage, the 25 years of this coal plan, it's $26 billion. This sets Saskatchewan up for an untenable choice, especially communities like Estevan and Coronach, between coal and nuclear. We're a small province, we've got, you know, 1.25 million people. We cannot publicly pay for both. And if we look towards the future, if it's coal or nuclear, I know which one I would pick. When it comes to rates, when it comes to the impact on people, Sask Power has been clear, because these are their documents, not the NDP's documents, right, that it's going to double rates. Like, these are numbers directly from Sask Power, and they'll have a huge impact on investment. They'll have a huge impact on affordability. And this is information that ought to be public.
So what's the hope for the website?
Hope for the website is that people can share their concerns, share information that's out there, perhaps circulating around Sask Power, as well as in healthcare, where we've seen any number of leaks as well.
And what do we do with it after that, once you've gotten it in-house?
So after that, of course, we have to verify it, right? It's a trust and verify exercise, and then this is information that should be public. After you open the books, we all kind of know what comes next, but we want to give Saskatchewan people a choice. Carla Beck and our team have put out the Grid and Growth Plan, which is our view for electricity in the province. It's investing in natural gas, investing in renewables is the fastest way to get power online affordably for Saskatchewan ratepayers, while making sure that we still have the capacity for nuclear into the future. We've put our plan in the window, and we're going to do everything we can to shed light and add some much needed transparency onto the decisions that are being made by the Sask Party government at Sask Power and across government.
Okay, so that website is openthebooks.ca. We will, of course, reach out to Jeremy Harrison and see if we can get his side of the story as well. Elena, thank you so much for this.
Thanks so much.
Janelle Lippi on location this morning at Echo Valley Provincial Park for Tourism Week. Good morning, Janelle.
Hey, Jeremy, good morning. That's right, and a beautiful, beautiful day to be out here. That sun is out. Some folks camping behind us as well, and I've got Shelley with me now. Shelley, we're talking everything camping. How can people be a part of that?
So Janelle, good morning. We're so happy to finally have campers here and so happy to have them here without the white stuff on the ground. People can be a part of camping. You don't necessarily need a large unit. You can have a tent. Some people choose to camp in their vehicles. We have a camping spot for everyone. So here at Echo Valley Provincial Park, we do offer electric sites. They're $35. We have full service sites. They'd be $49 a night. And then we have non-electric sites, and they'd be $20 a night.
All right, and you had mentioned that you're seeing people sticking around a little bit longer this year due to those gas prices. They're sticking around and enjoying this a little bit longer than usual. Is that right?
Absolutely. We've had a lot of folks talking about whether or not they were still doing camping this year, and they sure are. Like, what we're seeing this year is folks are certainly looking for those campgrounds that maybe are a little bit closer to home, or if they are venturing out, we're seeing people extending their stays, up to 2 weeks, a month, and then just making, weekend trips or extended long weekend trips and really enjoying their campers.
All right, so plenty of time to enjoy this. Now, people are out, especially in the evenings, enjoying some fresh air still. They might get a little chilly. You guys have merch. You guys have some nice sweaters like you're wearing here. Tell me about them.
Yes, this year we have some new colors. So Sask Parks right across the province. You can go into visitor centers. Merchandise can be also purchased online. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have ball caps. There's something for everyone. I know our youth clothes actually glows in the dark, which is super handy and fun for the kids. So yeah, really check it out, saskparks.com. You'll have a link there to our merchandise, and then certainly come in park and have a look, try things on. You'll certainly find something for you.
All right, Shelley, thank you so very much. Once again, you can head out to Echo Valley Provincial Park. Enjoy some camping time here. It's beautiful. Those leaves are starting to come out. That sun is out. Tons to enjoy.
All right, Janelle, you have picked the spot to be this morning. We look forward to seeing you again in a little while.
May 26th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday wish going out to Pat. We hope you had a great day with lots of love from your friends and family. A big happy birthday going out to Rosa. She's turning 9 years old. We hope you enjoy your celebrations from your cookum and the rest of your family. Happy birthday to Quinn. She's turning 3 years old. We hope you have a ton of fun today with love from your mom, dad, and Oliver. And celebrating her 90th birthday today is Sophie. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations on this milestone with love from your family, including 5 kids, 4 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least 1 day in advance.
All right, so what are we at for this sound thing? We at over the 2,000 mark?
We've just approached the 2,000 mark, so right on in the nose here. which, I don't know, nice round number. That's easy to give away. Let's make it happen. 7:40 today is when you can guess. You can see the previous guesses, too, at PureCountry927.ca. We've been doing a pretty good job so far of not having any repeats. Top of that, too, we're playing a little game I like to call Is He a Psychopath? It's all about Bryce Harper, the baseball player, going viral right now, not because of how he plays baseball, but how he brushes his teeth. A weird situation. He takes the tube and puts the paste into his mouth, and then the toothbrush comes afterwards. Super weird. I had to drop him from my fantasy team, which kind of sucks because he was doing so well this year, but don't want to be associated with that.
Here it is. Chase, thank you so much.
Thanks, General. See you next hour.
We heard tale of a party.
Sinners is headed to Halloween Horror Nights. This year's Universal Theme Park immersive haunted houses will include Club Juke from the Oscar-winning film. You can try to survive the night beginning August 28th at Universal Orlando and September 3rd at Universal Hollywood.
Bond is immature and reckless. Headstrong. Thrill-seeking.
Video game thrill seekers, take note. The official launch trailer is out for 007 First Light. The game is an origin story for the world's most famous spy, following James Bond through the MI6 training program. 007 First Light comes out Wednesday on PS5, Xbox, and PC.
The reason we could do what we did was because that dog could perform.
What's the Story, Wishbone? Traces how a little dog with a big imagination brought classic literature to life for kids. The documentary about the award-winning show airs on public television stations beginning Wednesday before landing on digital and VOD platforms June 10th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, here's some motivation from the GOAT. Not from the greatest of all time, as you might have been expecting. I saw this the other day. This is funny. Blah, blah.
Yeah, GOAT quotes, baby.
It reminds me of the Taylor Swift music video. I knew you were in trouble.
Yeah.
And then that from...
Daryl has a few favorite videos.
I do,
that
and I send them to her on a loop.
Every time they pop up, he's sending them to me, and I'm like, yeah, this is still so funny, Daryl.
We've seen it. Still good. What else you got?
All right, here's a trend for online party goers. Take a look.
Where is the pool? Is it a pool party? I'm here for the pajama party.
Hey, is this the 4th of July party? I'm so ready to celebrate this.
Online trend for dress for the wrong occasion party. These guests came as 4th of July partiers, Oktoberfesters, even a bride going to her own wedding. We don't need to wait until Halloween to dress up, right?
No, this should be a thing. We should do this.
Okay, when I dress in my wedding dress for weather tomorrow, I don't want to hear a word.
The good news.
Okay, I'm on board.
Yep.
Yes.
Nope. No comment. We're back in just a minute. Coors Light. Welcome to Tuesday, May 26th.
But absolutely, we need that support from government.
Leaders in Pelican Narrows area asking the government for support to address violence.
So they're well on their way to curtailing what they can.
A province-wide campaign has been launched to prevent human trafficking and fraud within the trucking industry in Saskatchewan.
It's my truth. That matters to me. It's my medicine. It's my way of healing oneself, myself.
International Tribunal. Survivors are testifying in Montreal this week as part of a tribunal calling for accountability and action on Canada's history of residential schools and unmarked graves. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Tuesday.
Lots going on. I want to give a shout out to my hometown Brooks Bandits. These are scenes from the championship parade yesterday in my hometown. They beat Nanaimo to claim their second straight BCHL title. Yes, that's right. They play in the BCHL. What's the Saskatchewan connection here, you might add, because they got to have one, right? Team includes Saskatoon's Ryan Hugh and Moose Jaw's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay. And
congratulations to them.
Yeah, second greatest place in Alberta to grow up, right?
Right outside of the, what is that, the Calgary suburb of Okotoks, right?
Okotoks
That's now part of
is its
the greater
own
city.
place. It's not a part of Calgary.
Let's get to your headlines for this part of the hour. We can bicker later. Western premiers will meet again in Alberta today. Here's how BC Premier David Eby summed up the first day of talks.
These topics seem at best confusing, if not totally awkward, in light of the referendum question that Premier Smith has put forward.
This week's meeting was called to talk about topics like removing trade barriers and responding to U.S. tariffs. But those issues have taken a back seat, of course, to Alberta's upcoming fall referendum. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says BC isn't blameless when it comes to causing division.
Let's look at all of the voices in leadership who have been trying to stop pipelines from being built, who've been trying to shut in Alberta's oil and gas development. That's created the environment that we're in today.
The BC government has opposed plans to build a new pipeline that runs through its north coast. And Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe defended Smith's decision to hold a referendum on sovereignty, but he encouraged Albertans to look ahead.
Not a separation referendum, but it's a referendum on determining whether Alberta should move forward with a separation referendum or should move forward with the status quo. I wouldn't say I don't have concerns about that, but I would say I understand why it's here. We've had 10 years of unconsulted harmful policy by the previous Prime Minister. And, people will say, why do you talk about the previous Prime Minister? Those policies are still in place today. What I would say as a subnational leader of a neighboring province and a fellow Canadian is there are many reasons for us to look at where we are today under Prime Minister Carney and to look at the advantages that being part of Canada can bring.
Smith has called a referendum for October 19th on whether Alberta should stay in Canada or get the ball rolling on a second referendum on whether to leave Confederation. Prime Minister Mark Carney had a word of warning for those pushing for Alberta separation.
In these separation issues, it is often advanced that vote for this and it's a free option. Vote for this and we will strengthen our hand in a future negotiation. That is a very dangerous bluff. About the clarity of
Prime Minister Carney compared the Alberta referendum to Brexit, and as the former Bank of England governor, he had a front row seat to the fallout from that vote. He said 10 years later, the UK is still trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for. For now, the Prime Minister said Ottawa is looking into whether the referendum question complies with the Clarity Act, which sets the legal conditions for separation. Alberta's fall referendum is set for October 19th. The trial of a former Regina music teacher charged with sexual crimes against a minor began at Court of King's Bench in Regina. Jacob Carr has more from yesterday's testimony and warning to viewers. Some might find the details unsettling.
What's expected to be a week-long trial got underway here at Court of King's Bench. Claire O'Belen pleaded not guilty to charges of sexual interference, sexual assault, and invitation to sexual touching stemming from an alleged incident from February of 2024. The alleged assault took place during a private music lesson on February 3rd, 2024, where the alleged victim at the time was 9 years old. The proceedings on day one largely consisted of Crown Prosecutor Gillian Barrowman and Defense Counsel Nicholas Robinson questioning the alleged victim, now 11 years old, about what occurred in February of 2024. 2 days after the alleged incident, the minor was interviewed by a police officer in their then elementary school, and that interview was played in full for the court. The discussion involved the officer showing the child drawings of different parts of the human body before circling them with a marker and asking the child to name them one by one. When being questioned by the Crown, the alleged victim recounted being in the washroom when Belen came in and proceeded to expose himself to them, followed by forcing the victim to put their hand on it. Before the alleged washroom incident, the child also described Belen as ordering them to lay on the floor, where he then proceeded to lay on top of them. In cross-examination, Robinson asked the alleged victim multiple times if they could possibly be misremembering things or making some of it up. Each time, the alleged victim replied with, "It is not possible." The father of the alleged victim offered his testimony on the day, along with the school principal and resource officer at the time, rehashing their version of the alleged events. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
A portion of a former Saskatchewan educational assistant's appeal has been allowed in relation to a sexual exploitation case. Stacey Duke was convicted on 6 charges last year in connection with incidents involving 2 17-year-old boys in 2022. At the time, Duke was working as an educational assistant at Vibank Regional School. Duke's appeal argued the trial had errors on the issue of whether Duke was in a position of trust and authority, which the defense says may have impacted the verdict. The conviction appeal was allowed for the charges related to the second boy, calling for a new trial. Duke's conviction for the first boy was upheld, but she was granted leave to appeal her sentence on those charges. A 62-year-old Regina man is charged with mischief, endangering life, alleged to have pointed a laser at Regina's police plane. Last Saturday, just before 10 o'clock at night, the aerial support unit was hit with a laser. Officers on board located the suspect. I don't know how they do that. That's incredible. Hiding behind an umbrella in a backyard on a residence on the 2100 block of Francis Street. Officers on the ground arrested the suspect, who will make first court appearance on June 24th. Jeremy, work underway on potholes in your city.
Yes, Daryl, and that follows out a drawn-out winter and several freeze-thaw cycles. And as Keenan Sorokan reports, it's added to the workload with thousands of additional potholes to fill.
The sound of spring has arrived a little later than normal. With the final few snowfalls and cold temperatures lingering, pothole patching crews are now out in full force across the city.
We have unfortunately lost a couple of weeks due to poor weather, but we're in good shape now. The forecast is looking okay.
And they're busier than ever, with more than twice as many potholes to fill compared to last year. There were less than 1,700 potholes reported to City Hall at this time last year. So far this year, there have been more than 3,700.
We've got about 13 crews out on a daily basis repairing potholes, and so the conditions of the streets that you see now should improve significantly over the coming weeks.
Those craters in the road have been leading many people to places like A1 Tire Shop, which is doing all it can to keep up with the sudden demand.
Over the last month, I don't think there's been a day that's gone by where we haven't had at least 3, 4, or 5 people come in to swap out wheels that were damaged in a pothole or on a curb.
On his travels around town, Chris Premich has noticed the holes left in the road now that the snow has melted, but he doesn't see them the same as other drivers.
I see a lot of headaches, yeah, and I see long days, but what do? It's Saskatoon. We're used to it, but sometimes you just can't dodge them. It happens.
With added crews called in on Monday to get back on track, Leclerc expects the city to go well past the 2,200 tons of asphalt poured last year, which was an increase from the year before. He says so far, nearly 400 tons have been used with the annual pothole blitz underway. Keenan Sorokan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, now that the weather has figured itself out, let's talk football.
We think, at least. Your Saskatchewan Roughriders fresh off the heels of that exciting preseason win in your town, Jeremy, Saskatoon. Now training camp back to my town. Donovan Mace was at practice yesterday.
And the game is over. 3 full weeks separate this kneel by quarterback Braden Shager and the Saskatchewan Roughriders' next snap in the regular season.
I wish the CFL could have done something about, giving us 5 days between games 1 and 2 and then 3 weeks off. It's borderline a month. Not like you do preseason stuff to get in rhythm, and then this happens.
As team training camp shifts back to Mosaic Stadium in Regina, time is running out for players with hopes of making it onto the final roster to make a lasting impression on coaches. Touchdown, Riders! Johnny Johnson III. Receiver Johnny Johnson III arrived at camp less than a week ago. Wouldn't mind more in-game reps.
It would mean a lot. It would be good. Definitely just getting full speed with guys. Just feeling that. But these guys are working hard. We're working hard in practice.
That's complete up to the 40. There are more than a dozen receivers vying for limited space on the offense.
I'm making 76 look real nice.
Abdul Jannah Jr. was a camp attendee in 2025, but failed to crack the final roster. He's making the best of a second chance with a 100-yard preseason performance Saturday against Winnipeg.
I feel good with what I've done so far in camp, definitely. I feel like I've had a really, really great camp, and the past 2 preseason games, I feel like I did really, really well.
And with final cuts looming, decisions aren't getting any easier.
We still got another week of evaluation, obviously, but that's what you want, man. You want guys to shine, and we definitely thought we had more than a few of those guys do that. But, you know, we'll see. We'll leverage the weight of those 2 games, and then the full body of work throughout camp.
The deadline for final cuts is on Saturday. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
You could buy a whole lot of tickets and jerseys if you won this contest.
You sure could, Daryl. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is DREAM. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter DREAM with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. All right, let's turn our attention back outside. It's a bright and sunny start to the day. Winds have been increasing slightly this morning. They are going to be increasing this afternoon. It's going to be a bit of a gusty day, but it is going to be hot. We're already starting to see some of that heat as we see this green color extending all the way up to the north. We don't necessarily have the heat warnings currently in effect in northern Saskatchewan. A lot in effect for central and southern Saskatchewan, though. A lot of places already seeing double digits. Not included in that so far this morning has been Stony Rapids, La Ronge, and South End, still below 10 degrees. Other than that, though, 13 degrees in Buffalo Narrows, 17 degrees in Prince Albert, and 15 degrees in Hudson Bay. Down in the south, take a look at Swift Current, our hot spot this hour. 20 degrees already by 7:12 a.m. 15 degrees in Moose Jaw, 16 degrees in Saskatoon and Regina, and 15 degrees to wake you up in Weyburn and Estevan. Now into the afternoon hours, the one odd man out here is Yorkton, 28 degrees today with those wind gusts. Other than that, though, we're seeing a lot of temperatures in the 30-degree range today, from the low to mid-30s. 30 degrees for the Battlefords, Prince Albert and Saskatoon, 32 degrees for Regina, and 33 degrees expected for Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Weyburn, and Estevan. And again, here's your reminder that the heat can be dangerous. Make sure you're checking in on your loved ones, you're staying hydrated, and you're taking frequent breaks inside from that heat. Today's wind gusts, as we mentioned, will be going up, not quite as strong as what we were seeing just a couple weeks ago, but today we could be seeing them up to about 50-55 kilometers per hour. So for some areas in Prince Albert, Kindersley, Saskatoon even could be seeing them peaking around 50 kilometers per hour. Regina peaking at about 40 kilometers per hour. And the heat is going to be persisting until the end of our week here. As you can see, 32 degrees tomorrow for Regina, up to 34 for Thursday and Friday, and 31 degrees on Saturday. We're not expecting a whole lot of precipitation until Sunday, dropping down slightly to 28 degrees with that rain on the way, and then a more manageable high of 24 degrees by Monday. In Saskatoon, a very similar 7-day forecast. So we're seeing the heat persist through until Saturday. 32 degrees tomorrow, 34 on Thursday and Friday, 32 degrees by Saturday. The rain on the way for Sunday. Could be quite a bit of rain that we're tracking there. 28 degrees though, and then 23 degrees by Monday with a bit more of that cloud cover. Seeing some warm but windy conditions in our rural forecast today. 28 degrees for Spiritwood with that wind, 32 degrees for Kindersley, and 32 degrees for Outlook, 28 degrees with that sunshine over in Wynyard. Down in the south, seeing more of those temperatures in the low to mid 30-degree range. 34 degrees for Leader, 33 for Maple Creek, 33 degrees in Assiniboia, and 30 degrees over in Carlisle with those wind gusts this afternoon. Let's take a look at Buchanan, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 27 degrees this afternoon with a whole lot of sunshine. Winds, though, coming in up to about 50 kilometers per hour.
Nikki Reyes in the Sportscenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for it, we head to Toronto. Marlins taking on the Blue Jays. Trey Savage on the hill. Javier Sanoa bounces one back to him. It goes off his glove, then his hat. He bobbles it, then he scoots it to first in time for the out. Just a wild little juggling act. And Savage sticks with it to get the out. A smile on the field. And then after the inning, he tells pitching coach Pete Walker all about it, how he just earned the must-see moment from Monday. You sure did. Tonight on TSN, the Memorial Cup round robin continues. Chicoutimi facing Kitchener. Coverage begins at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. That's all from the Sportscenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Good news. If you've ever wanted to be a turtle scientist, now is your chance. The Toronto Zoo posted this call out asking people to take advantage of the Ontario Turtle Tally Project. Say that 3 times fast. Staff say it's a way to help monitor turtles, and you can do it all from your phone. Using a free platform, you can add observations to where turtles are anywhere if you're in the area of Toronto. So nice little zoo. Nice little zoo job if you want to move out east.
I mean,
Why don't we have turtles here? I want turtles in my yard.
I think we do have turtles here.
We do have turtles in Wascana for sure, and I will encourage people to not drop their pet turtles off. This is a lifetime commitment. These things live for 50 years, and my wife is an ecologist over at Wascana Center. She says there's a lot of instances where they just, here you go, little fella, we've had you for 10 years, this is enough, we're good, and they think they'll survive, and they do not survive. So if you're getting into turtles, stay into turtles.
Do you ever see them? Like along when you walk along the river, the lake?
Yeah, just right around the shoreline, closer to the military base there and stuff like that.
We've received photos before in our email inbox, and if you have any, if you're watching right now, send them in.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe a turtle is your lucky charm. That's what we've asked you in our question of the day today. What is your lucky charm? And what do you got from the big board?
Just a few answers so far. First answer coming into the text line saying, Debbie, I used to carry around a rabbit foot on one of those keychains until someone pointed out it wasn't lucky for the rabbit.
No, it was not lucky for the rabbit.
Nope.
Not for Hopper.
Gary saying, sorry, no lucky earrings. I said earlier that I did have lucky earrings. No real lucky charms, but I do hear they're magically delicious.
Okay.
Dean, this one I had to save the best one for last. My lucky charm is my fiance, Sam. She makes me the luckiest man in the world. How sweet is this?
That is very sweet. My wife, Sarah, will get selected for any contest. If we go to a sporting event, she is the one. They're tapping her on the shoulder and they're saying, you want to play the game on the big screen? And she's like, as long as I don't have to name players or numbers, I am in. Whatever it is, I am in. So we've won a bunch of stuff.
Oh, my mom used to be famous for, she would win every radio contest.
Well, your grandma won the lotto twice.
Yeah. Well, no, one grandma won the lottery. The other one won a lotto home.
Oh, well, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing in my books.
That counts.
Hey, none of that trickled down to me, so.
Yet. There's still time.
You're so young.
There's still time.
Tons of time.
Text in your lucky charm if you've got one, or scan the QR code. It'll send us an email. We'll share those throughout the show.
A new report from Equifax Canada says insolvency volumes have risen to the highest level since 2009 amid escalating financial strain on homeowners. The firm's first quarter Market Pulse report on consumer credit trends says systemic risks persist even while Canadians are staying financially disciplined to cope with economic challenges. U.S. energy firm Northern Oil and Gas is acquiring a stake in Canadian oil and gas properties, its first foray into international assets, according to people familiar with the matter. The sources say Northern will pay Parallax Energy $350 million Canadian in cash and stock for a 25% interest in oil-producing properties and tens of thousands of acres in Duvernay Shale Basin in Alberta. Shares in rocket and satellite companies are rallying in the pre-market trading on Tuesday, set to extend recent gains. The sector has advanced since SpaceX filed publicly for what stands to be the largest ever initial public offering. Among the movers, the maker of the Canada arm, MDA Space. It's up close to 50% in the last 3 weeks. Shares of Elbit Systems are up nearly 10% today after it won a $1.4 billion European contract for military modernization. And the company also reported its first quarter results. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Time for our morning mystery. All right, here we go. Let's get our markers ready. 3 clues. It is a thing today. They use the same fundamental aerodynamic forces as aircraft: lift, gravity, thrust, and drag. Clue number 2. Pioneers like Jack Northrop used them in the 1930s to test new designs. 77 meters is the distance record held by a South Korean builder.
Oh.
Keelan's writing immediately.
Oh.
I know, but only because I looked at the national days today. So.
Oh, thank you.
I only know because of that.
Okay, she said that out loud.
I've heard of that record.
That gives me that.
I think.
I'm hoping they're on the same. Yeah, okay, paper planes.
Yeah.
What do you got, JD? Paper airplane?
Yeah.
The answer is paper airplane. Today is as Kayleen said, National Airplane Day. So fold one and celebrate accordingly. That is your morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina or Saskatoon, we're at a warm 16 degrees to start your day. Winds have been going up, though. By lunchtime in Regina, 29 degrees, heating up to 32 degrees by final bell. Lunchtime in Saskatoon, you'll be enjoying that temperature of 27 degrees, warming up to 30 degrees by your final bell. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The average price is $1.69.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $1.64.9. In Saskatoon, the average price $1.82.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $1.67.9. In the farm markets now, the street price of canola is $694.25 per ton. The futures price is $746.60 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat $294.40 per ton. And the Canadian dollar is up. It's currently sitting at 72.44 cents US. Coming up, why Regina is making changes to future parade routes. Stay with us.
Time to say good morning. Welcome to your morning. It is just about 7:30 on your Tuesday. An international tribunal looking at Canada's role in the residential school system and unmarked graves has opened in Montreal.
The world is watching, and when they hear of the acts and when they see the evidence and when it's undeniably in front of them, you combat things like denialism.
It's being led by lawyer Christina Big Canoe. She says they're pushing for reparations and solutions for survivors. She also believes the hearings can help with public understanding. The Permanent People's Tribunal will hear testimony from survivors and expert witnesses like lawyers and advocates as they make a call for accountability and action from the government. That tribunal is on until Friday. A province-wide campaign has been launched to prevent human trafficking and fraud within the trucking industry in this province. It's a partnership between the STA and the Crime Stoppers organization aimed at combating exploitation and human trafficking, fraudulent activity, and fraudulent documents within the trucking industry. Drivers will have banners on their trucks that say, "See something, say something."
Human trafficking in general is an epidemic. It's just that not a lot of attention has been brought to it in the past. It's starting to gain traction now. I know the RCMP in Saskatchewan has just developed a human trafficking team, so they're well underway to curtailing what they can.
Drivers are encouraged to report any suspicious activity anonymously through Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers. Leaders in northern communities are calling on the government to help address escalating violence. It follows 2 suspicious deaths in the Pelican Narrows area. Jasmine Peltier reports.
31-year-old Brett McCollum wanted for second-degree murder following the homicide of 26-year-old Jaden Custer in Pelican Narrows last week was arrested Saturday in the Edmonton area. This is not the only recent suspicious death in the area, where the body of 16-year-old Josiah Webb Long was recovered this month after he was reported missing from Pelican Narrows last year. In response, Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council are calling on the province and the federal government for more support in northern Saskatchewan, including police, addictions treatment, mental health supports, youth programming, surveillance systems, reliable cellular service, and long-term First Nations-led policing.
I am confident and optimistic that we can do this as leaders. But absolutely we need that support from government.
The Saskatchewan RCMP said in a statement, it is engaging with local leadership, including Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council, to discuss new policing models in the area. The statement goes on to say any policing model under consideration would strengthen police presence in the community, increase resources in a detachment area, and ensure officers have access to the backup and support they need to respond safely and effectively. The Ministry of Community Safety says the $310 million in the budget for RCMP includes $26 million for First Nations policing. The Grand Council and Peter Ballantine First Nation are also calling for a formal partnership with Saskatchewan's Ministry of Justice. Regarding calls for better cell service, SaskTel told CTV the federally funded Aurora program will bring fiber broadband connectivity to residents in 2027, and a new cell tower in Jan Lake is expected to be operational later this year. Meanwhile, leaders in northern Saskatchewan hope more help and support arrives soon, with concerns growing about crime and addictions. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Well, Saskatchewan's first tornado of the year has been confirmed. Researchers at the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Ontario's Western University have rated the landspout tornado as an EF0. It was spotted in the Bethune-Disley area on Friday afternoon. No damage reported, giving that storm an EF0 rating. That's how they rate them, by how much they chew up. Researchers will verify the rating and lack of damage with satellite imagery, and there was some wild weather south of the border last night as well. Ginger Z is tracking that.
Overnight, a likely tornado in southeastern Alabama. You can hear the powerful winds claw at ABC station WDHN near Dothan as they were live on the air.
A tornado has just gone through the station here at WDHN.
Security cameras in and around the building capturing it all. An employee about to exit, spotting the storm and racing for cover. The wall started shaking before a glass pane shattered.
If you look right here, you see a tin roof, actually from the other side of the building.
The roof and awning ripped apart, at least one home in the area destroyed. This after wet weather washed out much of the holiday weekend from the south through the northeast. In Beeville, Texas, a dramatic rescue. Officers saving a baby from a car that was stranded in a flooded creek.
I got the baby out.
The flash flooding was deadly in Mississippi. Officials say one person died when this car was swept away. And in Franklin, Tennessee, school officials facing backlash after high school graduates accepted their diplomas in a torrential downpour Thursday.
And just seeing my daughter sit over there with her head down, it was very frustrating.
But others embracing the moment.
There was so much fun. The rain made it so much better.
We just honestly, and no pun intended, soaked in the moment.
Soaked in the moment indeed. We are learning more about a crash this morning in Belgium between a train and school bus, which has killed at least 4.
Something terrible that has happened. We're going to try to put all the circumstances together and only give information when we're really sure about what happened.
Crash happened at an intersection about 30 minutes away from Brussels. The bus was said to be carrying 7 children and a chaperone from a school for students with special needs. Belgium's Deputy Prime Minister says 2 of the people killed were children. The driver and chaperone were also killed. Forensic investigators are now on scene. The Regina Police Service says changes are coming to the way parades are structured. Upon review, safety and emergency access concerns have been raised as some major concerns with past parades and other community events, leading to some big changes, including how those routes will be formatted going forward. RPS says a planning committee was created to take a look at making parades better for everyone. Queen City Pride Parade will be the first major event to be adjusted. An unidentified grave in northern France is now confirmed to be that of a Nova Scotia soldier from the First World War. Sergeant Normand Harold McLennan disappeared in 1916 and was presumed killed on the first day of the offensive in France. It took extensive historical and archival research to make that confirmation. He was believed to be the oldest of 6 children born in Cape North in Cape Breton. For more than a century, he was buried with an unidentified headstone at a British cemetery. His family has now been notified, and a rededication ceremony will be held with a new headstone installed. Air Canada getting some celebrity praise this morning. Katy Perry posting a glowing review of the airline, writing, quote, "Last night I flew on Air Canada from Montreal and watched a medical emergency happen on the plane. I was so impressed with the level of attentiveness and quick action from the crew." Let's get over to the Weather Center. We're talking about taking care of those. This is sunscreen. We need hats. We need water. If it's too hot outside for your pets, it's too outside for your pets.
We're going to be talking about that in regards to your pets in just a few minutes here with the Regina Humane Society. Let's talk about humans, though. Reminder, you have to be taking frequent breaks from that heat today. Stay hydrated. Put on your sunscreen. Protect yourself. We're already starting to see some warmth across the province. Many areas already into the double digits, other than areas in the far up north. Regina and Saskatoon have been sitting about 16 degrees for the past few minutes. Winds have been going up. They're currently coming in at about 30 kilometers per hour for both cities. At least it's a bright and sunny start to the day, though. Let's take a look at how we compare across the country, though. You can see that red color there where we're seeing the warmest temperatures in the prairies, and it's in southern Saskatchewan for the most part. It does creep into Alberta a little bit, where we're also seeing some of those heat warnings today. Also seeing some of that warmth in southern Ontario and southern Quebec as well. But that's just a look at how we compare for right now. Let's take a look at the afternoon. Vancouver only reaching about 18 degrees with that rain today. Prince George about 21 degrees, 27 for Calgary, 29 degrees for Edmonton. Warmer through Saskatchewan, 30 degrees in Saskatoon this afternoon, 32 for Regina, and 29 degrees on tap for Winnipeg. As we turn our attention over to Ontario, Toronto, 23 degrees, Ottawa, 30 degrees this afternoon. In Quebec, Montreal will be at 29 degrees. Over in St. John's, only 5 degrees this afternoon with that rain falling. How do these temperatures compare to our average for Regina and Saskatoon? Well above that average. 20.7 is the average for Regina and 20.2 degrees the average in Saskatoon. Last year on this day, Regina reached 23.6 degrees, so still above that average. However, not even close to how hot we are going to be today. 25.5 degrees is where we sat last year on this day in the afternoon in Saskatoon. Not quite going to be breaking any records in the two major cities in Saskatchewan today. The record for Regina, that was back in the year 1934, that was 36.7 degrees. And in 1919, the record for Saskatoon was 32.8 degrees. We're also going to be seeing the winds going up quite a bit this afternoon. Areas around Prince Albert, Kindersley could be seeing the strongest winds surpassing 50 kilometers per hour with those gusts. Saskatoon could be seeing them surpassing 40 kilometers per hour, and Regina as well. The heat is not exclusive to today either. We're going to be seeing this all the way through until the end of our week, going down slightly into those high 20s on Sunday with some rain on the way. And that's exactly what we're seeing for Saskatoon as well. The heat will be persisting, even going up on Thursday and Friday. Currently projected to be seeing highs of about 34 degrees, dropping down slightly, if you can call it that, on Saturday to 32 degrees, and then down to 28 degrees by Sunday with that rain on the way.
The incident happened on May the 2nd, 2026 at around 3 o'clock in the morning in the area of 7th Avenue and Robinson Street. Two men were involved in a confrontation with the victim when one of the men struck the victim several times with an edged weapon. The suspect is described as an Indigenous man in his early 20s, about 6 foot 2 inches tall, 200 pounds, and had a buzz cut styled haircut.
I'm Constable Dana Adams with the Regina Police Service. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 cash reward for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina. Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan, and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
It's Tuesday, which means it's the cutest part of the week. We are meeting our pet of the week with the Regina Humane Society. Bill Thorne, of course, joining us for that. Bill, who do you have with you today?
Yeah, I'm probably in the sun.
And this is Luna. She's a little older. She's about 9 years old, but as you can see, extremely affectionate. I mean, we just basically met this morning, and she's sitting here in my lap, no problem at all, purring away. She's been shaved down a little bit, had some matting issues when she came in, and a little little chunky tube, 9 years old, kind of got that, getting older spread going on, so maybe a little bit of diet would be good. But she's going to hang with you as much as you possibly want. Super, super friendly cat, and would love to see this girl go to a home that's going to show her all the affection that she's got to give them.
Seems like she's super affectionate, so she can go to any home. Are we talking about homes with kids, homes with other pets?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think she's okay with that. We don't know exactly what she had with other pets, but I think she'd get along with just about anybody.
All right, fabulous. Let's move on now. Bill, as we know, there's heat warnings across the province today, mainly in central and southern Saskatchewan. How do we protect our pets when the weather is like this?
Yeah, you got to be careful for sure, and keep an eye on your pets, even if they're in your own backyard, because it does get, pretty dangerous when it gets up into that higher 30s. And as we all know, dogs in particular, they don't sweat like we do. They do through the pads of their feet. But you can still go for a walk, maybe make it a little bit shorter, walk in grass, walking on asphalt. That can get quite hot and blister the pads as well. And look for any signs of overheating, excessive panting, drooling, that kind of thing, and then even severe things where they start vomiting or even into seizures. If you have any concerns like that, contact your family veterinarian right away. But main thing is to keep an eye on them. Take some water with you as well. If they do get overheated, get them into some shade. Give them some cool water, not cold, but cool water as soon as you can, and keep an eye on them. And again, any concerns whatsoever, contact your vet.
Absolutely, some great advice there. Bill, any ways that we can support the Regina Humane Society right now? Anything coming up?
Absolutely. We've got our Humane Heroes summer camps coming up this summer, and there's still some spots left for kids between the ages of 7 and 12. And they learn all kinds of things about animal care, animal safety, and all through the goggles of compassion. Okay, you can go for a little walk if you want. Through compassion and kindness. And there's games, activities. You'll be touring around the shelter, meeting some of our staff, our vet team, our animal protection officers and such, and really, really fantastic week-long camps coming up in July and August. Go to our website, reginahumanesociety.ca, to register for those.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Bill. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Here's what's happening in our community. TEDx Regina 2026 Once Upon Our Future is on May 29th, 2 p.m. at Dark Hall. Call 306-999-6062. The Collectibles Show is on May 30th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Northgate Mall. Email sportsworld@sasktel.net. On May 30th and 31st, find the Crocus and Artisan Sale at the Pilot Butte Arena starting at 10 a.m. Learn more at pilotbuttearts.ca. And Jazz Fest Regina Frog Back and Soul Deep. The fundraiser is happening June 11th at 7 p.m. at Revival Music Room. Information is on connexusartcenter.ca. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca or ctvsaskatoon.ca. Click Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen. It's May 26th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday going out to Pat. We hope you had a great day with love from your friends and family. A big happy birthday also going out to Rosa. She's turning 9 years old. We hope you enjoy your celebrations from your cookum and the rest of your family. Happy birthday to Quinn. She's turning 3 years old. We hope you have a ton of fun today with love from your mom, dad, and Oliver. And celebrating her 90th birthday today is Sophie. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations on this milestone with love from your family, including 5 kids, 4 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least 1 day in advance.
All right, let's head back out to Echo Valley Provincial Park and see what else Janelle Lippi is getting up to this morning.
Good morning. We have made it down to Katepwa Point Provincial Park, and I've got Shelley back with me. Shelley, some new accessibility modifications that have been made here. Walk us through it.
Yes, Janelle, we're standing actually inside the Day Use Pavilion here at Katepwa Point Provincial Park. And last fall, our maintenance team worked really hard. They've added a ramp so that it's easier for folks with mobility challenges or, again, parents that have kids in strollers to get up here and enjoy this Day Use Pavilion. Additionally, we actually have a very unique feature at the park. We have an accessible paddle boat dock, which is amazing. We have a Moby mat that actually will help folks transition from our paved pathways down onto the dock, and then there's a self-transfer station. So folks in wheelchairs or anyone who has issues with their knees are able to transfer themselves from their chair into a kayak, a canoe, a paddleboard, and really enjoy our day use area independently. It is such a gift for us.
So everybody can come and enjoy it then. And these modifications were made within the last year or so. How has the feedback been?
It has been incredible. Really, the feedback that we've gotten from the public is truly, there's something here at Katepwa Point Provincial Park for everyone. It makes enjoying the water and doing water sports accessible and much easier for folks that have challenges. And really, we're just encouraging folks to come on out and see what the province has to offer.
All right. And if somebody's looking for a little bit more information, they want to get out and enjoy the summer, how can they do that?
So yeah, I would really encourage folks to go on to saskparks.com. Our website has areas where you're able to see what each provincial park has for you. So yeah, go on that website, plan your trip, and then get out there and enjoy the summer while we have it.
All right, Shelley, thank you so much. We're going to be back a little bit later on here. Getting a little windy out here, so we'll take our little break and enjoy what sunshine we've got this morning.
We were at 2,000. Do we have another guest or no?
We just got off the line with Quaylen, and actually he thought we were being really sneaky about Name That Sound, and thought we were using a sound effect from our Christmas game, Shake the Tree. Thought we were double dipping on the contest. That was not the correct guess for Name That Sound, so we are still playing for this one at $2,050, $440 this afternoon with Brandon. In the meantime, too, we're inviting you to jump on our Facebook page or text over 54321. We're seeing what autofill, predictive text, is filling in for us today. And here is your sentence. I want a tattoo of a blank on my blank. And let predictive text fill in the blank. Honestly, I don't know what's happening with Facebook, but about a quarter of the answers is I want a tattoo of a cat on my forehead. Oh. So that's really what Meta is pushing through for us today. I don't know why, it's real cult vibes to it.
That makes sense. Kayleen is actively doing this as we speak. We'll let you know what she says. Right. See you later.
Sounds good.
Protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
The holiday weekend box office totals are in, with The Mandalorian and Grogu taking in $100 million over the three-day holiday weekend. The number 2 slot went to the surprise horror hit Obsession, with just over $30 million through Monday. That's nearly a 40% increase over its debut last weekend. And 5 weeks into its theatrical run, Michael collected nearly $27 million.
If you turn the lights off, they don't bother you.
A new trailer for the Big Bang Theory spin-off series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, shows fan favorite Will Wheaton will appear in the show. It's set to hit HBO Max in July. It could all be so simple. And happy birthday to Lauryn Hill. Her debut album in 1998, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, became the first recording by a female rapper to be certified diamond, and today she turns 51. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa O'Don, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Time for your sidebar, Kayleen. You did the predictive text thing. What did it come up with?
I did. It said, I want a tattoo of a man on my arm.
Well, so we should get that. That's a Jeremy Dodge tattoo if I've ever heard one. Remember to put the pool cover on. A bear got into a hot tub in Kelowna.
Hey, get out of here, you guys. You guys get ready to get back.
What I left out was that it was in a store. Just decided to come on in, do a little sample. That one's not for me, not enough jets. This one is just right.
I'd be terrified.
This hot tub is too deep. This one is just right.
Oh, Okay. Here's a new online trend for partygoers.
Where is the pool? Is it a pool party? I'm here for the pajama party.
Hey, is this the 4th of July party? I'm so ready to celebrate.
It's the dress for the wrong occasion party. The guests came as 4th of July partiers, Oktoberfesters, even a bride going to her own wedding. Don't need to wait until Halloween to dress up, I guess. It's a fun twist on the traditional costume party.
It's kind of fun, right?
I want to say we could do this here. Jeremy just says no, it's not fun.
I was going to say we should do this at Dodger's house.
Well, I want to say we could do it for like dress for the wrong occasion. You're going to do the news. We can dress for anything. I said I was going to wear my wedding dress tomorrow. But, you know, we get enough emails about what we wear.
Well, you, with the women, the
your
women
tie.
on the show.
Someone doesn't like the way you tie your tie.
There's an elderly lady that thinks I can't, because it's a little skew sometimes. It's not my fault. We'll be back after this. Tuesday, May 26th.
That is a very dangerous bluff.
Flood warning from the Prime Minister for people who see Alberta referendums as a negotiating tactic.
There's a lot of advantages to the new route because it actually works with traffic.
The Regina Police Service says parades in the future will have a much different look.
It'd be nice to be up 2-1, but we're not because of me, so it's frustrating, but we just got to battle to the end.
The Habs fall short in Game 3 against Carolina. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Your morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kaylee, and thanks for waking up with us.
A little bit later on this hour, we're going to talk about the boys of summer. They are back, the Western Canadian Baseball League, and I've got my championship Red Sox ring here with me.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure you played really hard for that.
I did some PA announcing, and the Saskatoon Berries, not my biggest fans.
Oh, interesting.
I had one game at the end where I said, well, can I have some fun? And the president, Gary Brotzel, said, yeah, have some fun. So just very nonchalantly, I would say things like, now coming up to the plate, about to ground out to second, the second baseman, David Smith. And they were not pleased about it.
Well, they should phone me because I can just tell them all the shenanigans you do on shift every single day.
Not as good as producer Nathan. Not nearly as good as him. Let's get over to our headlines for this part of the hour. Saskatoon, not sorry. Western premiers will meet again in Alberta today. Here's how BC Premier David Eby summed up the first day of talks.
These topics seem at best confusing, if not totally awkward, in light of the referendum question that Premier Smith has put forward.
This meeting was called to talk about topics like removing trade barriers and responding to U.S. tariffs, but those issues have now taken a backseat to Alberta's upcoming fall referendum. The Alberta Premier says BC isn't blameless when it comes to causing division.
Let's look at all of the voices in leadership who have been trying to stop pipelines from being built, who've been trying to shut in Alberta's oil and gas development. That's created the environment that we're in today.
The BC government has opposed plans to build a new pipeline that runs through the northern coast. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe also had some remarks on separation.
I would say I understand why it's here. We've had 10 years of unconsulted harmful policy by the previous Prime Minister. And, you know, people will say, why do you talk about the previous Prime Minister? Those policies are still in place today.
Premier Moe did go on to say he believes it will be beneficial for Alberta to stay. The Premier's meeting wraps up later today. The Prime Minister had this word of warning for those pushing for Alberta separation.
In these separation issues, it is often advanced that vote for this and it's a free option. Vote for this and we will strengthen our hand in a future negotiation. That is a very dangerous bluff.
The Prime Minister compared the Alberta referendum to Brexit. As the former Bank of England governor, he had a front row seat to the fallout from that vote. He said 10 years later, the UK is still trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for. For now, the Prime Minister said Ottawa is looking into whether the referendum question complies with the Clarity Act, which sets the legal conditions for separation. That referendum is October 19th. Jeremy, litter of kittens lucky to be alive.
Yeah, after surviving a Saskatoon apartment fire, Daryl. Now, as the animals receive treatment for smoke inhalation, a local rescue organization is calling for better emergency support for animals. CTV's Laura Woodward has the details.
think we're calling this one Toasted Marshmallow.
Toasted Marshmallow and her siblings have landed on their feet after being rescued from an apartment fire on Thursday in the Meadow Green neighborhood. This is what the white cats looked like when Ashlyn Wenninger got to the scene.
Covered in soot and ash, affecting their eyes and airways. So it was important to get them care immediately.
The animals received emergency treatment at the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, including oxygen and antibiotics.
This is a little girl that we thought we were going to lose when we first took her to the college, and I had signed for her euthanasia, but she turned around.
The fire department says a total of 12 cats were rescued from a single suite. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
There was 12 cats in the suite, and reports are that they all got out safely, and all the residents got out safely too.
2 of the cats are still unaccounted for, while the other 10 are now in the care of SOS Prairie Rescue and the SPCA. Wenninger says she only learned about the situation after being tagged in a social media post. She's pushing for a clear protocol to connect animals with emergency care and support services after fires.
If we're capable of calling other supportive services, we're perfectly capable of calling for the animals, especially when they're in distress. Animals are not factored in emergency responses.
While emergency crews do carry oxygen masks for animals, the fire department says its priority hierarchy is people, property, and then pets.
For those instances where the people and the property have been taken care of, and then we can look after the pets.
The kittens will soon be put up for adoption, but first need to get spayed and neutered.
We're really fortunate. These are very lucky cats. And
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Hey, Daryl, a hot topic in the House of Commons this week, the findings of a W5 investigation that we talked about on this program last week.
That's right. They include revelations that security gaps at Canada's major airports are allowing illegal drugs to flow into our country. Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson has the latest.
It is a chilling, organized scheme uncovered by CTV's W5.
They opened up the bag. It was stuffed full of drugs.
Tags switched on checked bags, unwitting Canadians' luggage tags used to carry drugs in different bags, smuggled into the airport by corrupt employees.
You're all being detained for transporting narcotics.
The W5 investigation raised in the House of Commons Monday by the opposition.
I walk out through the terminal doors, nobody checks you. That's from a W5 investigation exposing organized crime using travelers' baggage to traffic drugs through Pearson Airport. Given the Transport Minister's silence on this brazen security failure, if the Liberals won't be taking this seriously now, why would Canadians believe they ever will with our security?
At least 6 arrests related to luggage tag swapping have been made by the RCMP. We continue to invest in law enforcement, Mr. Speaker.
This story has gone viral nationally and internationally, not only because of how many cases W5 uncovered, 17, but also because of the simple questions it raised. As passengers take off their shoes and belts and hand over water bottles at security, why aren't employees scrutinized?
We joke you could walk out carrying a cruise missile, end quote.
And it's not just Canada. These women from Brazil detained in Germany for over a month. Their bags were switched and caught on camera. They were blamed for carrying drugs. This video eventually freed them.
One of the most challenging parts about this is how vulnerable passengers are when they check their bags. Because of this investigation, many of them will now look much more closely when they arrive. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
Another tough loss for the Montreal Canadiens in the Eastern Conference final matchup with Carolina.
Looking to center, passing it across Jarvis, back to Svechnikov, scores! Evgeny Svechnikov has won it in overtime.
Kane scored in the extra session to beat the Habs 3-2 in Game 3. Carolina now takes a 2-1 series lead. Mike Matheson and Lane Hudson scored for Montreal. Game 4 in the best-of-7 set is tomorrow at Bell Centre in Montreal. FIFA fever is growing in Canada. Businesses are preparing for a surge of international tourists, but will they be ready in time? Heather Wright reports.
Extra TVs are being hung up at Fox & John's, a restaurant and bar in Toronto's Liberty Village.
We're adding TVs basically anywhere we could fit them.
Bar manager Samantha Besteo says World Cup preparations began 6 months ago and include the hiring of additional staff and a new streamlined menu to help serve the packed crowd expected here throughout the tournament.
It's going to be such a fun time here just in the city as a whole. But it comes with a lot of nervousness and we kind of don't know fully what to expect. So we're kind of going into it super excited, positive spirits, kind of ready for anything though.
Liberty Village is used to hosting big crowds. The neighborhood is the unofficial gathering spot for fans of Toronto FC. But the crowds expected during the World Cup will likely eclipse anything this area has seen before. For the roughly 10,000 people who live here, the tournament brings excitement and some trepidation.
Definitely going to be busy, but I think it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of good vibes.
With 45,000 fans expected to pack Toronto Stadium for each match, in addition to the fan festivals located nearby, the foot traffic through this part of town will be a big boost for businesses.
It's going to be interesting, I guess. There's going to be crowds of people. There's a lot of hype behind it.
Kevin McDougall owns Merci Mon Ami with his wife, a restaurant and catering business. It has survived the economic crisis of 2008 and the COVID pandemic. He says the economic climate right now is just as tough, and the World Cup will be a big help.
So the margins are tighter than they ever were. So something like this definitely will help increase volume, which increase revenue. So your margins are still tighter, but you're getting more revenue.
So the World Cup kicks off in less than 3 weeks here in Toronto, with the city expecting more than 300,000 visitors over the course of the tournament. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
Some good news this morning for Canadian men's national team ahead of the World Cup. Head coach Jesse Marsh says he's confident injured captain Alphonso Davies will play in the tournament, just maybe not the opening match.
Alfonso will be here on the 31st in Edmonton. So we spoke with Bayern and thought that the best thing for him was to continue his initial recovery treatment.
Okay, so Davies suffered a hamstring injury about 3 weeks ago during a game. We're told the initial timeline for when he could return to the turf was 4 to 5 weeks, so we'll see what happens there. In the meantime, you can buy a bunch of TVs if you got 20 grand kicking around to watch some soccer.
You sure could. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is DREAM. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter DREAM with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. Let's turn our attention back outside. The Queen City is nice and bright and sunny this morning, although we are seeing some winds. They have been going up slightly this morning. Currently coming in at 33 kilometers per hour, but we're already at 18 degrees. So a nice warm start to the day. Just a few clouds up in the sky. In Saskatoon, also sitting at 18 degrees. Winds are a little bit lower this morning, now coming in at 24 kilometers per hour. That's slightly down from the last time we checked in. And again, just a few clouds up in the sky. Let's turn our attention to current temperatures across the province. We still have just a couple places up north where we're not quite into double digits yet. 7 degrees in Stony Rapids and 4 degrees in South End. That is our cold spot this hour. 12 degrees though through La Ronge, 18 degrees in Prince Albert. Melfort now at 20 degrees. Now in the south, take a look at Swift Current. It's only 8:12 a.m. and we're already seeing 24 degrees. That is the hot spot yet again this hour. 18 degrees in Moose Jaw, 18 degrees in Assiniboia, and 18 degrees in Yorkton as well. If you're waking up with us from Weyburn or Estevan, you're at 17 degrees to start the day. Today's forecast in the afternoon proving why we have these heat warnings currently in effect in central and southern Saskatchewan. 30 degrees on tap for Prince Albert, the Battlefords and Saskatoon. 32 degrees for Swift Current and Regina, and 33 on tap for Moose Jaw, Weyburn and Estevan. You do see that wind icon there. We could be seeing wind gusts up to about 50 kilometers per hour for some areas. Not seeing a whole lot of precipitation, although if you look really hard, we do have Just some tiny spots of green popping up in southern Saskatchewan. That could indicate just a little bit of light drizzle. Not likely, however. Futurecast also showing that Wednesday into the evening hours we'll be seeing a little bit of rain far up north. And then by Thursday we do see a little bit of precipitation in the areas around Prince Albert there in the afternoon hours. Your 5-day forecast showing that the heat is going to persist throughout the rest of our work week into the weekend. 32 degrees tomorrow for Regina, up to 34 degrees by Thursday and Friday, and 31 degrees still on Saturday. It's Sunday that we're expecting to go back into the high 20s, and we will be seeing some rain for Regina and Saskatoon. Until then, though, Saskatoon enjoying that high of 32 degrees tomorrow, up to 34 for Thursday and Friday, and 32 degrees on Saturday.
This day in history, May 26, 2020, Twitter added warning labels about inaccuracies in tweets by U.S. President Donald Trump. May 26, 2014, Prime Minister Modi became the 15th Prime Minister of India. May 26, 1969, John Lennon and Yoko Ono staged their famous Bed-In at Montreal's Queen Elizabeth Hotel. And
oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Yeah, I get high.
26, 1967, the Beatles' album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is released in London and select UK markets, and it shoots to #1 in the UK for 22 weeks and 15 weeks in the US.
In case you missed it, it was race weekend in Ottawa, and there was a new big record. That's Roy crossing the finish line, the first 100-year-olds to finish the Ottawa 5K. Also set a world record, a time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 19 seconds. And if that wasn't enough, he also raised 10 grand for charity. So congratulations, Roy, for a great race.
All right, this solidifies that I have no excuse not to go to the gym today.
That's true. Yep.
No.
We are all working
do not.
out. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Question of the day, Tom.
Impressive.
So today we're asking you, what is your lucky charm? Just a few more answers coming in on our text line. We had Kim write in saying I have a good luck mug that I'll drink my coffee out of to set my day with good vibes.
We also have an update for Kim.
Well, Kim wrote in yesterday saying that we're all invited to her pool to prove that she is not me, because Daryl always accuses Kim of being my burner account, because we just are so in sync, Kim and I.
That's true. So now we're going to a pool party, JD. Pack your Speedo.
Nice.
Kim, if you're watching right now, I accept, because I really want to meet you. I feel like you and I are soul sisters. Lloyd saying I have lucky music. Everything seems to go my way when I listen to mariachi music.
That makes sense. Janelle Lippi, big fan of mariachi.
Yeah, she loves mariachi music.
Right.
Steve saying, I have a lucky pair of Monopoly socks. This reminded me of you, Daryl. You have so many pairs of socks.
I know, and I accidentally grabbed Christmas ones this morning, and I noticed when I sat down on set, I went, oh, goodness.
I saw them and I said,
that's the Grinch right there. That's what that is. Yeah, Grinch and candy canes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Christmas in almost July. Thanks for participating in our question of the day. We're back right after this.
I'm Laura Brown in Fredericton. Tonight on CTV National News. Untangling a friendly neighborhood mystery.
You know, the saying with Spider-Man is everyone can wear the mask.
His spidey senses said the world could use a pick-me-up. What this local hero is doing without revealing his identity. Tonight on CTV National News and ctvnews.ca.
Business, we focus in on the city of Saskatoon as we welcome in the chamber of the CEO chamber, Jason Abig from Saskatoon this morning. Jay, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, affordability is continuing to be a major crunch for most Saskatchewan businesses. How is Saskatoon faring right now?
Well, we would be in the same boat as everybody else. Last quarter was some good news around the state of inflation and how ultimately prices had come down in a bunch of different areas, not only for the consumer, but for the business. Unfortunately, the price of gas remains the big issue. And when gas is high, that is the kind of cost that permeates the whole economy, whether you are a consumer, of course, and you're relying on your vehicle to get around, but also if you're a business relying on that same gas to get products delivered to your people. You might even be, running a fleet. And so that stubborn price of gas is going to make it continually more expensive for us over the summer. Hopefully, some resolution will come globally, and we'll see those prices drop as well.
That does come. What kind of a change does that mean for Saskatoon businesses?
Well, it's a big change. I mean, let's be honest. We're a market. We're a city that's ultimately landlocked. We rely on ground transportation to get our stuff in and out of here. And so ultimately for business, it means, savings on the bottom line and ultimately savings that can be passed on to the customer. There is a silver lining for business in all of this, which is ultimately when the price of gas gets high, people decide to stay home or they decide to travel closer to home. We may not see the big road trips that you typically see in the summer. People may opt to have a staycation, stay in Saskatoon or their own community and spend their dollars where they live. And that's ultimately good news for the economy too.
The leader of tourism, Saskatoon, would love to be on the show talking about this, but since you're here, let's ask you, why should people come to Saskatoon? What business, you got a lot of great businesses and things like that. What should people check out?
Oh, man, like all of Saskatchewan, this is our time to shine, right? The 4 or 5 months of the summer are probably the best of the year. The Prairie Lily is back up and sailing down the South Saskatchewan, which is great news. That's an iconic stop for a lot of visitors. The festival scene is fantastic. Outskirts is a new music festival that has been launched by our friends at SaskTel Center. So there will be a ton of things to do locally if you need to or you want to stay closer to home this summer.
Remind people out there what the benefit of joining a chamber is.
Well, ultimately, it's that sort of voice that, can be brought to tables where sometimes policymakers and decision makers may make bad decisions that could ultimately hurt the economy and obviously job creation, all the things that businesses do. That is usually the biggest part, is the advocacy piece. The second piece, of course, is being with like-minded people who know what it's like to sweat a payroll. They know what it's like to live and die by circumstances that may be outside their control. You're with people like you. And ultimately, that's what our chamber attempts to do every day, is build that network and provide a community for people to come together.
All right, Jason, enjoy your summer. You've deserved it.
You too. Thanks so much.
Jason Abig is the CEO of the Saskatoon Chamber. The website is on your screen.
The family of a Saskatchewan woman who died following pregnancy complications is seeking answers. As CTV's Stacey Hine tells us, they're calling for a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death.
Not a day goes by without me thinking of her.
Blaine Morin tears up as he speaks about his partner, Jaylee Weenie Sutherland. The 24-year-old died last month following pregnancy complications.
We were just excited that baby was going to make her way here. We were just getting prepared for her baby shower, and then that's when everything happened.
Weenie Sutherland's family says she went to Rostern Hospital with severe back pain, trouble breathing, and was coughing up blood. They say she was transferred to RUH, then to Jim Pattison's Children's Hospital in Saskatoon, where she was diagnosed with preeclampsia, a serious pregnancy complication that can cause high blood pressure and organ damage. It's estimated she spent about 14 hours in an observation room. They say she was later moved to labor and delivery, where she died less than 2 hours later. Her baby girl survived, but Weenie Sutherland's mother is left to grieve her own daughter.
We were just supposed to embark on this journey of mother, daughter, granddaughter, and now we can't. My baby Jaylee's gone.
Her family and the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations say warning signs were missed Her concerns were dismissed, and critical care was delayed or denied. They are calling for a full, transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding Weenie Sutherland's death.
The family continues to carry difficult questions about decisions that were made. Who made those decisions to leave Jaylee in an observation room?
In a statement, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says any death during labor or delivery is investigated as a critical incident, and an investigation is underway, adding it's met with the family and members of its First Nation and Métis team to support communication. Weenie Sutherland's family says she had earned a social work degree and was set to graduate next month. They remember her as loving, compassionate, and always ready to listen. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
8:30, good morning. Thank you for being with us. Let's go back to a weekend fire at Emma Lake that saw firefighters spring into action trying to keep flames from a cottage from spreading to others. Carla Shinkaruk reports.
You can feel the heat from here.
Flames could be seen from across Emma Lake as Lakeland and Buckland fire crews work to contain the fire on the west side of Emma Lake at Guy's Beach. One structure was already heavily involved when fire crews arrived on scene.
Wasn't much wind, but there was enough wind just to sort of start pushing the heat towards the second cabin. When the second cabin did start or become fully involved, the heat from it actually did melt some of the siding and stuff on the next cabin south to that as well.
But because the fire is believed to have started on the exterior, it spread quickly.
Our dispatch did saying that there was a call that came in that there was an explosion. I wasn't on scene at the time, so I'm not sure, but no, there was no injuries from any explosion.
Thankfully, unlike last year at this time, snow has helped with moisture levels, so crews didn't have to worry as much about the fire spreading through the tinder dry grass and brush, but they attacked it aggressively to be sure.
Like even where the engine was parked, and I could feel the heat over that way as well. We always know that when you get there, the main priority is structure protection to try and contain it and keep it from spreading.
This thing's climbing the tree now.
We did have one tree, it was a spruce tree, a fairly tall one, that it did actually ignite. But with it being a spruce tree and fairly green, as long as the wind stayed down, I wasn't concerned of it going anywhere. We didn't get it extinguished. It was just trying to reach the height of the top of the tree was the biggest issue.
Hewitt has been with the volunteer fire department for 30 years.
This is probably, I think, the first time where we've lost two at the same time.
Firefighters set up a high-volume portable pump at the lakefront to draw water directly from Emma Lake, helping supply engines and tankers until about midnight. No one was injured in the fire as the seasonal cabins were not occupied at the time. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Not sure whose place it is.
Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, it is now confirmed Saskatchewan has its first tornado of the year. Researchers at the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Ontario's Western University have rated this land spout on your screen as an EF0. It was spotted in the Disley area on Friday afternoon. No damage, that's why it's an EF0. It's rated by what it eats up. Researchers will verify the rating and lack of damage with satellite imagery. Forecasters in the UK are warning temperatures could reach 35 degrees in parts of England today, while the country is gripped by punishing heat, a heat wave for sure. Just yesterday, the UK recorded an all-time highest May temperature as part of London reached 34.8 degrees Celsius. The highest temperatures today are expected in the southeast, while other areas in England and Wales will see temperatures into the high 20s. Today would have been a nice day for a parade in downtown Regina, which has been the place to go for routes in the past. But that won't be the case in the future, as permanent changes are being made for where paraders can go in the Queen City. McFavel with why.
Parade routes, big and small, are going to look different in the Queen City due to safety and emergency access concerns. The Regina Police Service deals with all parade permits and was a part of a planning committee to make some of the city's biggest gatherings efficient and convenient for everyone.
We balance three things. Number one is the safety of anyone that's participating, attending, viewing. We balance out the impact on the rest of the public so that normal operations can continue, and then the resources required both from the city and the police and or fire.
Over the weekend, the Sikh community paraded through South Central Regina. Under the new regulations, they worked to make the parade as inconvenient as possible for those unaware of the celebration.
We were given instructions on how the vehicles would be put together, how motorcycles should not be leading, how we should have it in a way where the procession is starting with the slowest vehicle at the front, followed by the fastest towards the end.
The Queen City Pride Parade is the first big event to be rerouted and adjusted downtown. In recent years, it has seen huge growth. Despite missing some major Regina landmarks, organizers are looking forward to some of the new changes.
The parade route is now a nice loop, so people can get back to their cars really easily, so that's really exciting. The route is able to still go down Albert, which means a lot to us. It's still able to go in front of the Legislative Building, which means so much to us.
The planning committee was formed last year and includes members of the Fire Department, City Engineers and Planning, as well as the Provincial Capital Commission. Changes are planned to be made to a number of different events throughout 2026, including sticking close to the route of this year's Pride Parade.
There's a lot of advantages to the new route because it actually works with traffic. The streets that are chosen because they are divided. There's center median, which creates a safety.
Other major events will learn the new changes when their applications are sent to RPS. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
Life is what you bake it, and these dot cakes are simple and really just bring a smile to your face. You can even make them at home. No wonder they're the sweetest new viral trend around. Rhiannon Nally reports.
They're the rainbow top sweet sensations cake lovers can't get enough of.
Viral dot cakes. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look at all those sprinkles.
Created by Long Island Bakery, the dot cakes, these sprinkled sensations are inspiring blocks-long lines when they drop twice a week at New York's popular Butterfield Market.
I cannot go on my phone without seeing a video of a dot cake, which is extremely surreal.
Mother-daughter duo Sandra and Alex are the creators of the dot cakes, each round cake given a signature topping of dot sprinkles.
I think what makes a dot cake so special is that such a simple product can create such an emotional reaction, from celebrations to graduations to birthdays. It's just something that's unique and different and people can really get around.
And not to be outdotted, home bakers are trying their hands at recreating these bite-sized nostalgia bombs on their own.
I'll ice this all over.
I use a spatula to kind of spread it around.
Add on lots of sprinkles.
We have one extra large
dot cake.
This actually turned out so cute, and you guys need to make this.
I mean, seeing people attempt to make what we've been perfecting over the past 9 years is the biggest compliment you could ever receive from people.
Looks like fun. Some sad news to pass along. The Prince Albert hockey community is mourning the passing of longtime Raider Mark Odnakon. The team announcing on their website he has passed. Odnakon was a longtime member of the team from his time as a stick boy, player, coach, and skills coach. Posts on social media from other teams, including the Melfort Mustangs, recognizing his impact on countless young athletes. He was instrumental in bringing a hockey program to Carleton High School, where he taught for many, many years. New York Knicks have advanced to the NBA Finals with an emphatic sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Shabbat with the steal. Shabbat feeds on Anobi with the flush.
Knickerbockers cruised to another big win last night. Superstar guard Jalen Brunson was named series MVP. New York will now shoot for the city's first NBA title since 1973, and it's their first trip to the finals in 27 years. Fans now partying like it is 1999. And now here's Kayleen Sawatsky to remind us how old she was in 1999 and make me sad.
I was 2. I'm a 97 model. All right. Go feel sad. I'm going to talk about the weather and make everybody happy, because we're talking about warmth this morning. It's a great option to get outside today. We are seeing some higher wind gusts in some areas, and those are going to be sticking around for your afternoon hours. But the sunshine is also going to be sticking around this afternoon, and we also have some areas already into the 20-degree temperatures, if you can believe it. Nipawin at 21 degrees, Melfort at 20 degrees. Much cooler through South End, though. 4 degrees still our cold spot this hour. Down in the south, south. Take a look at that yellow and even a little bit of red color splitting right on the border there with Alberta, indicating, again, very warm temperatures to start the day. Already at 24 degrees in Swift Current, 18 degrees for Moose Jaw, Saskatoon, Regina, and Assiniboia this hour. 17 degrees if you're waking up with us from Weyburn or Estevan this morning. Today's forecast in the afternoon proving why we have those heat warnings in effect in central and southern Saskatchewan. You're going to want to take frequent breaks inside this afternoon. Stay hydrated, wear a hat, and wear your sunscreen. 30 degrees in the Battlefords, Prince Albert, and Saskatoon. 28 degrees in Yorkton today. 32 degrees for Regina and Swift Current, and 33 degrees on tap for Moose Jaw, Weyburn, and Estevan. You do see the wind icon, though, and this is a look at where we're going to be seeing the strongest winds today. Likely right around Kindersley, Prince Albert. They're going to be surpassing 50 kilometers per hour with those gusts. North Battleford, Saskatoon approaching 50 kilometers per hour, and Regina up to about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour. So just be aware of that if you are planning to spend any time outside today. How normal are these temperatures, you might ask? Well, well above that seasonal average of 20.7 degrees in Regina and 20.2 for Saskatoon. Also well above where we were at this time last year, 23.6 degrees on this day in 2025 and 25.5 in Saskatoon. Not quite going to be beating any records for the two major cities today, though. The record in Regina was 1934 at 36.7 degrees, and in the year 1919, Saskatoon reached 32.8 degrees. The heat is going to be sticking around for the rest of our week. It's actually on Sunday where we see a system moving in on the radar, bringing quite a bit of rain on that day and dropping down to 28 degrees and a nice manageable high of 24 degrees by Monday in Saskatoon. Again, seeing that heat persist through until the end of the day on Saturday. 28 degrees on Sunday with that rain on the way, and 23 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud for Monday.
In sports, we focus in on the WCBL. The boys this summer are almost back. Clark Monroe is with IKS Media, and he hosts a lot of stuff to do with the WCBL. So we brought him into the studio.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great.
You did a great preview show yesterday that's going to be coming out on your YouTube, your social channels right away. Let's start with the championship team, the Regina Red Sox.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very interesting team last year. One of those seasons that you could probably study for a very long time. It was a season where they didn't really have it all going for them. About halfway through the year, they lost a bunch of players. A lot of people counted them out, and they went on a run in the second half. Had a great playoff run, beat a Saskatoon team that not a lot of people thought were going to go all the way and win everything. And then Regina pulled it out against a very tough Sylvan Lake team. So it's truly a season that a lot of people are going to look back on and kind of study and see how did they do that. And they try to bring some of that momentum in this year as well.
How about the work of Joe and the Saskatoon Berries?
Yeah.
That's a startup club. They shouldn't be where they are already.
Yeah, and it's a great program there. They have an academy there that's growing all the time. They have a great facility there.
Marketing is on point.
Marketing is fantastic. And of course, shout out to everybody involved with the Saskatoon Blades organization that also does a lot of that. They do a great job up there. And Joe Carnahan is one of those guys. He's a winner. Everywhere he goes, he's a winner. So you put him at the helm, and chances are you're going to have a pretty good team in a short period of time.
I think he's the pride of Swift Current. I don't think they wanted to let him out of town. Who else from Saskatchewan should surprise us this year?
Well, we're looking at Eastern Division this year that I think is kind of up for grabs. There's some changeover. There's some turnover in the East Division this year. So Moose Jaw always has a scrappy team. You can never count them out. Saskatoon should be very good again. Regina, I think, had a really good off season. I think they'll be set up really well. Weyburn and Swift Current are kind of on the up and up. They're on the rebuild. So hopefully some young guys take over those teams, and we're looking at some strong teams over there as well.
The wild thing about this league is that the opening day roster is not going to match the end of season roster, because that's what happens when college teams lose out. They start to look for places to play, and they find their way here.
Yeah.
What makes this such a great place to play when you talk to these coaches?
Well, a lot of the communities really get behind these teams, and a lot of these communities are volunteer run. A lot of these teams are really, to say it's community based is an understatement. But some of these teams now, like Regina is now owned by the Regina Pats organization. The Berries are owned by the Saskatoon Blades organization and the Rush. So some of these teams are getting a little bit more corporate backing now, which is leading to, like you said, some increased marketing. and some really interesting game day events. The game day atmospheres are getting better and better every summer, and our slogan this year with the league is "Summer is better at the ballpark," and I think that's the most true statement of anything. The ballpark is the best place to be, so we're obviously pushing people to get out to the park and enjoy it, and it's going to be a great summer.
Regina IKS has a brand new scoreboard up. They're going to do a replays. They're going to do the whole thing. The atmosphere is going to be a little bit different there.
Yeah.
We are going to cover the teams, the Saskatchewan ones, as best we can. You guys are partnered with the league. What can we expect throughout the course of the season from you?
Yeah, so we're really pushing heavy on Facebook and YouTube on their marketing campaigns. We have some shows every week to kind of recap and get people up to date on what's happening around the league, not just in the Saskatchewan side, but also the Alberta side as well. Your hometown Brooks Bombers looking to make the playoffs once again.
Well, let's just hope.
Yeah, they have a new coach coming in, former professional player, Justin Gomez. He sounds very impressive. So I think if you're looking forward to some Brooks Bombers ball this summer, it sounds like they have a good thing going on there as well. So we have a weekly show that we cover everything going on, and we have daily videos to tell everybody who's playing that night, why it matters, and why it's going to be a whole lot of fun to get out to the ballpark.
Brooks used to be the Allen Iverson of baseball. We're just hoping to win a game. Let's not talk about practice. WCBLBaseball.com.
Yep.
It's the midnight sun kiss, get under the red sky, laying on your chest like this. Hold me like the pebbles in your hand, initials in the sand. Yeah, summer isn't over yet. I don't wanna talk down, I don't wanna be a whore, I just know I can be better.
I could be the twist, the one to make you stop, the icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space.
Nikki Reyes in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for it, we head to Toronto. Marlins taking on the Blue Jays. Trey Savage on the hill. Javier Sanoa bounces one back to him. It goes off his glove, then his hat. He bobbles it, then he scoots it to first in time for that. Just a wild little juggling act. And Savage sticks with it to get the out. A smile on the field. And then after the inning, he tells pitching coach Pete Walker all about it, how he just earned the must-see moment from Monday. You sure did. Tonight on TSN, the Memorial Cup round robin continues. Chicoutimi facing Kitchener. Coverage begins at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Let's head out once again to Echo Valley Provincial Park with Janelle Lippi and find out how else we can enjoy some fresh air and sunshine this summer.
Good morning. We have had a lot of fun here this morning, and Shelly is back with me now. Shelly, for the folks who are watching, they might want to come out, have some fun themselves. Even in the water in these beautiful beaches, how can they do that safely?
So yes, with things warming up, Janelle, we certainly want to ensure our guests are safe. And at all the provincial parks in the province, we offer life jacket loaner stations. So have a look when you're out at the beaches. You will see there's a large board to indicate where the life jacket loaner stations are. The life jackets will be hung there, and they are intended for folks to borrow them. So you come on out, borrow the life jacket for the day, hang it back on the hook. It'll be there for the next person. And really, our province is committed to ensuring that our guests can enjoy the water safely.
All right. And like we talked about earlier, there is fun for everybody. Lots of these are accessible. Now, the beach isn't the only fun thing we've got around us. Tell me a little bit about the parks like the one we've got here behind us.
So much fun for kids and adults alike. We've got beautiful playgrounds throughout our provincial park network. So yeah, definitely, again, take a wander around, find those play structures, enjoy them with your family. There is so much fun to be had here in our provincial park network.
All right, Shelly, and I'm very curious, what would you recommend our viewers to come check out?
Katepwa Point is certainly one of the nicest sandy beaches in the province, so I would truly recommend load up your paddleboard, load up your canoe or kayak, come on down to the park, enjoy the sand, enjoy the beaches, take in some of this beautiful sunshine that we have with us today, and yeah, you'll find something for yourself and your family to enjoy.
Fantastic, Shelly. Thank you so much for spending the morning with us. Once again, tons of fun to be had, especially as this weather starts warming up.
Well, it's the biggest stage in the world for a singer-songwriter, having your song associated with the FIFA World Cup. And that's a dream come true for one Canadian musician. CTV's Andrea Case has the story.
Haitian-born, American-raised Wyclef Jean has been a part of 2 FIFA World Cup songs with 2 different collaborators.
Once we set that goal, we know we
Now he can add a 3rd to his resume thanks to Canadian folk singer I. The 2 recently collaborated on I's new song, Chosen.
'Cause you're chosen, you live up to the moment. Look into your eyes. We got a song coming out with Wyclef Jean of the Fugees, one of my favorite artists of all time. So we wrote it for the World Cup. I mean, I wrote the song. He loved it so much that he got on it. He produced it, did a verse on it, and I'm super excited about that song coming out.
Yo, listen, young man. I've been coming to Toronto before you was born.
Speaking to Jean on the phone from Brazil, the 2 celebrated the release of the song and Spotify's addition of it to their playlist and their plans to reunite here. I is a lifelong football fan from Brampton, or as he calls it, Canada's Soccer City. Now the married father of 5 has sons of his own playing the beautiful game. The 2-time Juno nominee wrote Chosen not knowing it would not only catch the attention of the 3-time Grammy winner, and now it has been added to the lineup at Toronto's FIFA Fan Festival.
I used to coach soccer with my kids. I played soccer for a long time with some incredible players. Some of them played on the Canadian national team. And I wanted to write an anthem for the World Cup, something that inspired me, that inspired my children. And it's just a song. It's an inspirational song about being chosen, choosing yourself. Whatever goes against you, just keep going, fighting through it. You are chosen, right?
It's been an emotional journey for I, and now Wyclef Jean will be coming to Toronto, and together they will perform Chosen at Toronto's Fan Fest on June 11th. And other plans for the song are in the works. Andrea Case, CTV News.
There is good news about going the extra mile and the magic of making new memories. Hallie Jackson has this story.
Oh, I love them!
For the students at Riverside Junior-Senior High School in Pennsylvania,
Oh, yeah. I'm keeping it there.
prom is more than a night of dancing. It's a day of glitz and glam.
Yes!
But for many, this makeover wouldn't be possible without these 2 teachers and a little bit of magic.
We are the fairy godmothers!
Those fairy godmothers, special education teachers Caitlin Engelmo and Jessica Treskavich, adding their sparkle.
I want like a line of like silver.
1 lash, 1 curl, 1 dress at a time.
It just feels so magical. Like Miss Y and Miss T don't feel like your teachers, they feel like your best friends.
5 years ago, Miss Y and Miss T had a student who couldn't afford senior prom, so they got to work, accepting donations until they had a prom closet straight out of a fairy tale.
It's really important to me because we don't get this opportunity a lot of the time, especially with like the costs and stuff of the dresses and makeup.
The goal? A transformation to turn these ladies into the belles of the ball.
And we want them to feel special. They're their own little prom queens.
Prom queens getting the princess treatment.
You look amazing! Oh my God, you look like
so pretty.
And for the fairy godmothers,
and I love like the wrapper.
The reward isn't just about looking good, but feeling good too.
Beauty is just being pampered.
I want everybody to have a really great high school experience, and I think that's why we do what we do. We want everybody to feel included, and it just means a lot for them to say things like, "This was the best part of the day." Like, that just means everything.
Where did she go? Nice to give. And you said nice to give back, and you said in Regina there's a program as well.
There was one a few years ago. I'm not sure if it's still running, but I remember when I was an intern, I covered a story in Regina where they were doing something very similar to this, and they were doing free family photos, and it was beautiful.
Oh, wonderful stuff.
We have the Princess Shop up here.
Yeah.
See, perfect.
Charity does the same thing.
Perfect. You can seek those out if you need some help this convocation season. Let's get to our sidebar. Ferrari, if you can afford one like Kayleen, has unveiled its first fully electric car, the Ferrari Luce. It looks a little bit different from your typical Ferrari, as you see on your screen. And it's a bit divisive. Some people are calling it straight to the junkyard trash, though others have said the design is a masterclass. What do you guys think?
I think it's great. Add to cart. Add 3.
Add to cart. Remember when eBay first came out?
should be red.
Should be red, all of them, as a standard.
It looks like a toy. It looks like plastic in this color.
Yeah, fair.
I think it looks
like a Hot Wheels car. I like it.
I don't know. When I'm driving up to work in my Ford Escape, I think I'd rather drive up in this.
Kind of looks like Tron. Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Not bad.
All right. Well, here's a question for you. Do you wish you were at the world's largest snail-eating festival?
JD does, for sure.
Yes.
It's like a protein candy. Yes. Salty with pepper. Very good.
It was on over the weekend in northeastern Spain. 200,000 people turned out to gobble up 14,000 kilograms of snails over 3 days. It's held each year, and the festival combines traditional cooking and music and parades to celebrate culture. So,
beautiful.
Have you had snails?
Oh, no, I haven't. No. JD, have you? You probably have.
Yeah, I've had escargot. That's snails, right?
I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess I've tasted that.
These would be cooked by people who know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
I bet you they're delicious.
I agree. I think you should. You speak French. Have some French food.
Okay.
There you go.
We're gonna leave it a snail space, kind of like our roofers.
sense.
We're back right after this short 21-hour break.